thoughts on the game. I'll start with you, just because I need to gather some thoughts first.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I mean, the first 20 minutes was like the best football we've seen in a while at Bayern, I feel like. And then they get the good free kick goal, and then they start getting momentum. And whenever the other team gets momentum, we have a really hard time getting it back.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit of a scramble till halftime. And then second half was for a decent chunk in the beginning. I want to say it was kind of dull, but it kept opening up at the end. Like Wirtz could have scored that really good chance off the post. Um, Kane missed a really easy goal too, so that was a bit unfortunate from 8 yards out or whatever it was. So, but I think that there were a good amount of players that played well. Limer impressed me. I thought Kim was really good. Um, yeah, I think Sane was good again. I thought he got unlucky at one point. I feel like he could have got a goal, but it was a really good save by Hiradeki. I thought Davies was really, really poor. He gave away the penalty at the end. Whether you think it's a pen or not, he had a really bad game. Mazraoui, I thought, was pretty shit too as a substitute. Don't think he offered that much. I think Limer gives a lot more intensity. So I think that kind of helps our play on the right side a lot more. Whereas Mazraoui, he might shift inside more, but Limer can do that as well. But he can also bomb forward really well. And Tell is obviously the best super sub in the world at this rate. A really good assist to Goretzka. So that's my thoughts on the game. It's unfortunate we had really good sparks, but then you can still see there's like pieces missing, especially with like the fact that we haven't played with a striker for a year over last season for the most part. So it's going to take time for us to gel, for the team to gel with Harry Kane, for Kane to gel with the team. So there's definitely parts that are going to improve as the season goes on.
I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. My thing is this, right? We got outplayed. We got outplayed in the second half, and once they scored, we just got outplayed. And it wasn't even a case of like we created anything, because you could say, well, in the first half we created. Okay, I'll allow that. I allow that. Sure, we didn't create anything in the second half until like the last 4 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Musiala could have had a penalty. I think that was definitely not a penalty. I think that penalty shout was as much as a penalty shout as the Davis one that was given. So you could make the argument, well, if you're giving the Davis one, you have to give the Musiala one. But I mean, if I was a referee, I'd give the Davis one a lot earlier than I would the Musiala one. So, but I felt like we got outplayed so much by Leverkusen that a point is a fair result, which is really disappointing considering that I thought we had an amazing first half. Sorry, not first half. Amazing first 20 minutes. So seeing that, like, we basically got outplayed for 70 minutes, to me, that's just sad. That's tragic. That's tragic to me. That's a real tragedy. Yeah, sure, it's a point. Granted, I did expect us to get a point today. I know I said like before we played that I didn't expect us to get a point. I expected us to lose. But like as the day sort of like rolled around today, I was like, you know what? Why am I so pessimistic? We're Bayern. We're at home. It's the Oktoberfest period. We're gonna win. And then I saw us play, and I was about to say like, oh, we're looking the best that we have in like 10 years or so. And well, we concede, and then suddenly we just look absolutely terrible. And I'm just like, bro, why? How does it keep happening where we look good for like short spells, and then we just forget how to play football? Now, big worry, of course, is Kimmich. He went off, understandably. You know, that was the whole point, that he was only going to play like 60 minutes. So he went off. Our midfield was Goretzka, who, again, was shocking. I know he scored, but he was shocking. And Lima, who I thought, was absolutely amazing. So you've got those two things going on. And Lima, again, in midfield, the issue is that he's good off the ball, but on the ball, he doesn't really do anything. He doesn't offer anything. Like, he just has the ball and passes it backwards to the defenders, and that's really it. Like, he doesn't drive the ball forward. He doesn't pass the ball forward. He's kind of just there. My big issue as well is Gnabry. I thought had a bad game. I mean, granted, I'll say this. I think it's probably easy to list who I thought had a good game. Kim, another great game. But right, I thought I had a decent game. I really did. Who else? Let's see. Davis was shocking. Upamecano was okay. He wasn't great. He wasn't he wasn't great. He wasn't terrible. He was just like okay or good. Kimmich, I thought, held the whole midfield together, and then you've got Sane. I know Kane scored. I didn't think Kane had a good game. I know Gnabry was like on the pitch. I didn't think he had a good game. Müller, I thought he had a shocking game, in all honesty. So, really, the only players I thought were good were Kim, Ulreich, Lima, and Sane. I felt like Sane would have been better as well. I felt he was just too passive.
Guys, I don't have much time. I just wanted to say one thing. Who called the Goetzka will be back? Who said that? I said it, guys. I said it. Goetzka is back. Okay, that's the only thing.
Back. Just because he scored doesn't mean he's back.
Nah, but he's playing, though. He's playing. He's starting.
He was terrible today. What do you mean?
I guess he was. Yeah, but at least he started and scored.
Goodness. Is that how low the standards are right now?
No, but like for seriously, though, we played decent, man. It wasn't a bad game.
He was terrible today.
No, I said
He
the
was
game
absolutely-
in general was decent. The game in general was decent. It's not like Goetzka was like the game in general.
Nah, you know, I'll say this. Goretzka has had a good start to the season, but today was absolutely terrible. He scored the goal, shot out masked it, but he was terrible as a whole. And that's my issue. Like, I don't care about the goal. I do care about the goal, obviously, but I don't care about the goal considering, you know, his overall play was shocking. And Nagelsmann had to. But yeah. Look, I want to talk a little bit about I don't know how much you want to talk about it, so I'll ask you, I guess. The penalty. Oh, should I say the two penalty decisions? One that wasn't given and one that was a penalty. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought both were not penalties, but if you're gonna give one, you kind of have to give the other, because both are so fucking soft. Like, I don't know. I don't think either of them are penalties. I think the Davies one is more of a penalty, but I wouldn't give either.
I very much agree with you. In the sense that, like, I didn't think there was anything to the Salah thing. Even on the replay, I was like, that absolutely nothing. And then I saw these people on Twitter moaning, like, oh, should be a penalty. I was like, are we watching the same game? And then the Davis one happened. I thought absolutely nothing of it. And then they showed a replay. I see the legs tangling. I'm like, yeah, you can give it, but that's a soft one. Come on. And then the referee gives it. I don't think it was a shove. I actually don't think it was a shove. I think it was just the legs tangling up in the box. And I think you can give it for that. It's soft, short, but you can't give it. So I don't know, I agree with the referee. But I mean, if you're going to give one, you give the Davis one. I don't like how quickly he gave it. I don't like how quickly he made the decision, considering it was borderline, and he basically made that decision immediately. To me, that's the issue.
Yeah. I mean, like, the second Hoffman went down, I kind of knew they were going to give that penalty, though.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, because I was gonna say this. The referee was hella biased today. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, we got away with so many calls. We should have had like 4 yellow cards. I think it was like Davis grabbing it's a shirt when he was running. Then it was like another foul in the box, and like all these things. I was just like, bro, mate, we should have had yellows on top of yellows, and the referee just letting us play. But whenever they do anything, they get a card. And like, I guess it kind of just like balanced out by the end, unfortunately. But yeah, I just thought we got outplayed. I don't know if we got out coached. I know people are saying we got out coached. I don't think that's necessarily the case. As someone that's been very critical of Tuchel, I don't think that has been the case. I just think they've got better players than us. And that's all my thing. Leverkusen, they just scout properly. You know, they actually build a squad, whereas we don't. You know, there used to be a time where you could say that, like, we've had multiple players in positions that were the best in the world in their position. We really don't have that. Like, the only player you can really make, the only 2 players you can really make an argument for being the best in the world in their respective position are Kane, and I don't think he is, and Kim, and I don't think he is. Those are the only 2 players where you can say, you know what, they a contender for being the best in their position. And to me, that's kind of sad. Like, so I don't think the disparity between like the two clubs is that big. Like how it was in previous years, where we were significantly better. We had a significantly better first 11 and a significantly better your squad. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think the squads are pretty equal, and that's really. I think that should be a real discussion to be had.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for a lot of teams in football, though, like the quality's fallen down quite a bit to where like, oh, there's a bit of an echo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me rejoin.
Should be better now.
Okay.
Hello, it's my fault. Okay. Should be good now.
Okay, yeah, but I think in like football in general, the quality's gone down a bit to where like 5-6 years ago, a lot of teams had like 2 to 3 world-class players in their team, but it's not the case that much. Maybe even more than 2 to 3. But yeah, now it's really tough. I mean, the best striker in the world is probably Erling Haaland at this moment, not even Kane, but Kane is world-class. Kim, you could maybe give it to, but like he's only had one amazing season in the top 5 leagues, and that was last season. So it's kind of borderline with him too.
Yeah.
Like, can he be world class off one season? I don't really think so. I think he's gonna be more consistent in the top 5 leagues. Yeah, but I think I don't know. I think we have good quality in some parts, and some parts not so much. But I think that like you can still make the team should be playing a lot better regardless. I think we do have the quality to play a lot better than we currently do, not just for like 20 minutes within a game. So that's a big disappointment, especially with like Gnabry. His big strength is like his finishing. Even though if he doesn't play that well, he can always get you that goal. And today he was missing that. He had 2 half chances where he doesn't get it. So, that's like the kind of gap in quality you don't really want to see, to where like, okay, you had a bad game as usual, but like at least you get the goals. That wasn't even there today. So yeah, I think we kind of miss it on the basics a lot with Goretzka too. He kind of treats the ball like a bomb at times. He just doesn't really want to think before he picks out the pass. He kind of just picks it out right away just to clear it. But yeah, I think in some positions we're really good, and other ones it's really, really bland to where it holds us back a lot.
Look, I think it said a lot today. The midfield. The midfield, the lack of it, I guess. It basically was Kimmich. That was the whole midfield, which is, and sort of like Lima helped, because obviously he played as a right back, so he can help in midfield too. But it really was just like the ball from our centre backs to Kimmich, and then from him ignoring Goretzka and basically going straight for the wings. So it felt like we had an attack and we had a defense, but it was basically just Kimmich in midfield. And that's an issue. And obviously some people are saying that Mazraoui should have played in midfield and kept Lima at right back. In a game like this, I don't want to experiment like that at all. Because I don't know whether he can. Obviously, towards I think it was the last 5 minutes or so of the game, we played De Ligt in midfield again. The second game in a row where you played in midfield. And that just shows you how desperate we really are. If Kimmich gets an injury, the season is over. I know he doesn't really get injured, but if he gets an injury, it's good night.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is a game where like you can really see we needed a Paulinho type, to where, we have 2 midfielders that can hold the midfield down. Goretzka maybe at times can do it, but he's not consistent enough. And then obviously we want to see Kimmich go further up the field. And even when we give the ball down the wings, between Gnabry and Sané's really the only one who can do anything with it, take someone on and try to do something. I don't know what's happened to Gnabry since that treble season, but he hasn't really been doing it. So maybe I would like to see Tell get a few starts in, because he clearly has a take-on ability. He can finish. He can grab assists. So I think that's one change we could see. But we're light in midfield, and people can say, "Oh, just put Mazraoui in center midfield," but then we're already light on defense as is. So that's another issue that comes with there, and you don't even know how good he can play there. And some people will say, "Oh, just put Upamecano in DM," but then we only have 3 center backs, so we're playing all 3 at once. So this team is really light.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Yeah, I'll take the point. I'll take the point and I'll run with it. I will take the point and I'll run with it. I don't care, deserve it or not. I'll take it because they really like like it's so stupid to say because like in the first like the entire first half we created chances. Like I just think back to like the last 2 to 3 minutes from like the first half, and we created like 4 good chances in like the last 2 minutes of that half, and then we just didn't create anything again. But you know what? Shout out to my boy. Shout out to my boy, Mattis Tell. Like, you want to talk about talent? You want to talk about talent? There you go. That guy is talented. Super talented. And I, for one, respect that a lot. You said impact sub. You said impact sub. I'm not a fan of that at all. The guy should be starting.
Yeah, I would see him start over Gnabry. I think he offers a 1v1 ability, can finish. So
I will say this though, I don't want him to start on the wing. Put Goretzka on the wing. Put Kane on the wing. I mean, he likes to play everywhere with striker as well, so might as well play him on the wing.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times that he dropped deep, and I was just like, bro, just stay in the fucking box, man. Stay in the box. Not difficult. And that's what I mean. Like, that's what pisses me off about Sané, because Sané isn't like, he has those like moments for like 10 seconds where he's like, you know what, I'm gonna shoot. And it doesn't matter like who gets in his way, he just shoots.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the game, he's just like, oh, I'm in a good position, but let me just pass it back.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just pass it back. Let me not be, risky. Let me not try and do the through ball. Let me just keep possession. I'm just like, bro, you've got such a lethal left foot. Just wrap your foot around the ball and just try a more risky pass or risky shot.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's worth it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I think that was the case with like Robin a lot of the time. Like, obviously not every shot's going to go in, but he kept trying him, and he was good enough to where it'll go in quite a few times in the season to help you out. Like in the end of the game when Sané was running through, he went for the pass when I'm like, you're on your left, just take the fucking shot. If it doesn't go in, it doesn't go in, but you tried it.
That's the thing. People always say that greed is bad. I disagree. Greed has always been good. You need to be hungrier than everyone. You need to be, you need to want to score. And I don't feel that's the case often. You need to want to like get goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't feel that's the case all the time. And I wish the team as a whole, like, because it's not just Sané. I don't want to just rag on Sané here, but it's also Müller who like stopped being greedy like 8 years ago, and now he's just like pass first and then doesn't really want to shoot. And it's like Gnabry, who used to be like, oh, I'm gonna shoot and I'm good at shooting. Now he doesn't even do that. He can't shoot and he doesn't really want to as well. Sometimes he will, but he doesn't really want to. And he, like, half your attack basically is like players that don't want to score.
Mm-hmm.
And Coleman, who can shoot. So now you're left with Kane, who wants to drop deep, and Tell, who's on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So who's there to actually like want to put the ball in the back of the net?
Yeah. I mean, I think at times we're overcomplicating it, because I think you need to take shots to win the game, but sometimes you'll get like a lucky deflection. Sometimes it pounces off the keeper or hits the bar and you can get a good deflection off that. So we need to take more shots in general. But we do have a lot of selfish players like Kane, who will pass, Müller, who will pass, Musiala, who will pass. So Sané, who's like 50-50 on whether he'll take the shot or pass. Gnabry's just Gnabry, so I don't really know. I mean, I understand the appeal of like Kane dropping in deep, because if you think about it, we only have one center mid who can spread the play, and that's Kimmich. So I can understand Kane dropping in deep to spread the play even more. If we have a better center mid next to Kimmich, that's not really the case anymore. He can stay further up, but yeah, I think a lot of these things will like hopefully get solved as the season goes on, but we'll see.
And just to like talk about what Pranjal is saying, Leverkusen look better than Dortmund have been since Tuchel. I mean, Leverkusen have just, if you look at actually the signings that they've made in the summer, they are by far like the team. Them and Leipzig are by far the two teams that have done the best signings. Dortmund are never going to do well as long as Terzic is there. So since they're not getting rid of him because they're frauds, they're always going to be bad. Whereas Leverkusen, they just look to dominate. They just look to dominate. And that's what annoys me so much.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably get Palina. Well, someone tell him the news. That ship has maybe sailed. Prince, your mic sounds trash. That's because it is. It's a laptop microphone, not the actual microphone. I'm too lazy right now, and more so that I'm not too lazy, but it's more so the case that I'm just too furious right now to move from my spot where I'm comfortable at. So that's why I'm using this trash microphone rather than the actual good one. Hope it's not that bad. Anyway, Kane scored. That's something.
I mean, there were good sparks in the game where you can kind of see what we're trying to do, but when the issue with our team is, I think we've all said this before at some point, is that when our heads drop, the level drops like a motherfucker. They can't like bring the game back right away to them. Well, that's something that's really got to be fixed. I don't know if it's like a mentality issue or we lack the midfielders or whatever it is, but that's something that has to get fixed.
You know, I kind of want to ask you something, and I want the chat to like, to chime in as well with this one. Ratings, just because I want to like see like how you would rate the game and how you would rate the players, because I think that tells the story by in and of itself. Let's start with Ulreich.
I thought he had an okay game, to be honest. I thought that like he had some pretty good passes out from the back. But there were some other ones where it was kind of shaky too. He had some good saves as well. I'd give him like a 6.5 or 6.
Honestly, he conceded 2 goals, but I'm going to be very nice. I'm going to go much higher than you. I thought he couldn't do anything about the free kick. And I thought while he got his hands on the penalty, so you should really say that he should have saved the penalty. So while he got his hands on the ball, I don't necessarily blame him for that. So I'd give him like a... You're right. He had some very good passes, and he also had like some where I was just like, bro, why are we doing this? But then it sort of like all works out in the end. So I don't really blame him for the 2 goals, and I thought his overall play was very, very solid. So I'm giving him a 7.5, significantly higher than you. But it seems like most people in chat at least say it's anywhere between a 7 and a 7.5 as well. So it seems like a lot of people are positive on Ulreich, and I always consider him like a fraud. So for me to give him a 7.5, to me that's like whoa, like whoa.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Shall we start with right back or left back? Here we go. Let's start with. I need some hate in my life, so let's start with left back. Davis.
Yeah, he was poor. Like, I'm not even joking. I think you can put any left back in the world in that spot today, and like, it would have made no difference to the game. Like, I can't recall anything he did special at all. He obviously gave away the pen. Whether you think it's soft or not, it's a silly mistake. Like, don't tangle your legs like that. Or you can't give the ref an opportunity to make a decision. You can't do that. So I thought he was poor. I'd give him a 3. I thought he was really bad.
Look, I always feel bad when I say this about Davis because he is a Bayern player, but I always feel like, in a way, I feel like a hater. All right, I do feel like a hater. I feel like every time I talk about Davis, I talk negatively about him. I feel like I'm justified, but I still feel bad doing it all the time. But just because I feel bad about it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna, be honest about it. And I think, quite frankly, I'm not even counting the penalty. I think it was a stupid decision, in all honesty. But I also that isn't going to weigh him down that much because it's a silly mistake to make. But it isn't like he kicked him in the chest or something, and that's how the penalty was given away. It was one where like it's 50-50. So I'm just judging him on his overall play without taking a penalty into consideration, and I think he's a 2. Like, I think he's a 2. Like, and I feel like people are starting to see it as well because I don't see what he does. Like, you'd think in a game like this, right? Actually, no. I'll change what I was about to say. in a game like this, you can really see why he struggles at left back. And that's because, like, when he's up against someone that's fast, in this case, he was up against Frimpong the whole time. If he's up against someone that's as fast as him, Davis really doesn't offer you anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the opponent is slow, he'll offer you something because he'll just run past his player and like try and get a ball into the box or something. But if the opponent is as fast as him or close to his speed, he really doesn't offer much. And like, I compare his contributions to like someone like Grimaldo. I don't know, they don't necessarily have the same role and whatnot. But like, I look at Grimaldo, I'm like, bro, this guy is a baller. And then I look at Davis, I'm like, bro, what happened? Where's the real Davis since 2020? Where is the real Davis?
Yeah, I mean, even in 2020, in against Barcelona, Semedo was a really fast player, and Davies got the better of him. It's unfortunate too because he's had a really good start to the season, I thought, with the assists he's grabbed, but the inconsistency is going to bite him in the ass here. And I don't know what's happened to his like dribbling and take on abilities. Like, he's kind of just become like all pace, so it's tough. I don't know. I thought it was a bad game. Hopefully he picks it up, but yeah, not good.
I think I've said this before, but I want to see Davis on the wing. Like, straight up, I don't want that left back experience to continue. I know right now we don't really have a choice. We could play Mazraoui there because he plays left back for Morocco a lot of the time. So we could play Mazraoui at left back, but we'll get to him in a second as well. But I just want to see him on the wing. Like, put him on the right wing. I know Sané is playing like world class right now, but put him on the right wing for a game or two, just to see whether he offers us anything. Because if he offers us anything, that's significantly more than he does at left back. Anyway, next to him, his partner in crime, and I don't mean that necessarily like badly, Upamecano.
I don't know. He had the offside goal. I thought his defending was okay. There were times where Boniface got the better of him, like physically and on the churn. He wasn't at fault for any of the goals. It's kind of, I don't know. I'd give him like 6.5. I feel like if Boniface put away his chances against Upamecano, his rating would have been a lot lower. He's kind of just benefiting off the fact Boniface missed a shitload of chances. So I'd give him like 6.5.
You know, you kind of just stole what I was about to say, because I was going to say the exact same thing. That Upamecano significantly benefit today from Boniface and Wirtz missing their chances. Like, if they put their chances away, my rating for Upamecano would have been significantly different, but they didn't. And so I don't think he had a bad game necessarily. I felt there were moments, I think he had one slip with the ball where I was just like, oh, here we go again. But like, I thought overall he was good. And then like overall in the first half especially, I thought he was good. In the second half, I thought he was okay. I'll give him like a 7. But the rating could have easily been like a 5 if they scored from like, you know, the chances that they had. So he kind of benefited from them not scoring. Also, welcome Bombasta Black. I always love saying your name, by the way. Can I just say that? Bombasta.
What's going on, boys? I couldn't sleep, so I said, fuck it.
Fair enough. We're currently just going and doing some player ratings. You know, we've currently gone through Ulreich, Davis, and just now we've gone through Upamecano. Just very quickly, what are your thoughts on those three, and what would you give them as a rating?
Oh, man.
And your general thoughts on the game as well, since you're obviously not giving those.
Look, fair result, man, to be honest. We kind of rode our luck in places, to be fair. The first 15 to 20 minutes was probably the best football I've seen from Bayern in a long, long time, man.
Yeah.
But I felt, I don't know what happened. Either we took our foot off the gas after the first goal, or I don't know, man. We looked really leggy in the game, I felt. Don't know if, because I saw the Germany-France game, and, oh, man, the German guys gave everything for that friendly, dude. So I felt that they might have come back into this a bit wonky. But I don't know why we allowed them so much possession on the ball. We sort of slept on them and they grew into the game. But they're a good team, man. They're a good side. And I thought Wirtz and Boniface killed us, man. Killed us all night. Boniface pretty unlucky not to have a goal. So did Wirtz, actually. So did Wirtz. But then on our side of things, whilst we were patchy in possession, there seemed to be a huge disconnect again from say Kimmich forward. I don't really know what Goretzka does, man. I can't really be in the trenches for him anymore. He's just like a passenger in our team. But the chances we created were very dangerous, I felt. Pretty lethal and sharp. And we also were a bit unlucky not to score at times. The save on Kane was insane, bro. It was like his pinky saved it. It was crazy. Ultimately, for our overall team performance, I'll give it a 7, I'd say. It was a penalty, by the way. I'm trolling them online to death just because, but it was a penalty. It was very clumsy, man. I don't know what you were trying to do with that one. And I had a feeling we wouldn't see the game out. I don't know why, but I just had a feeling. Kimmich hugged Goretzka for nothing, basically. What a wasted tender moment. Other than that, I don't think they'll compete for the title, man. They will crumble at some point. Like, and we need reinforcements, man. The squad is thin. I'm sorry, it's thin. Like Driesen and all his goons, and they can piss off, man. You're talking shit. Don't talk shit. The squad's light. Individual performances. Oh, man, Ulreich made a couple of mistakes, but then he made up for it. He made a couple of really good saves as well. I'm going to give him a 7. That's about as good as you can expect from Ulreich, to be honest. You can't expect more than that. And then who was the other one? You went to Davies first, yeah?
Yep, and then Upamecano.
You were, Davies is probably going to get a 5 for this game. Upamecano had bad moments. Sloppy passing, man. Sloppy passing from the centre backs. But I thought defensively he was okay. He made some key tackles, but I feel he struggles with the big, strong target man again and again. Like, Upamecano's strong, bro. He's a really strong guy, but against some people, he sort of just bounces off him like a pinball. I'm going to give Upamecano a 7, bro. A solid 7.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so next one we're going to talk about was Kim, who I think personally has a claim for man of the match. In Bayern's side, I need to stress that. I think Kim has a good claim for being man of the match from Bayern's side. I don't think, realistically, any of the Bayern players should be man of the match, if you ask me personally. But that's a story for a different time. Look, when it comes to Kim, I'm just glad. I'm just so happy, all right? Because we got Lucas Hernandez, and Lucas Hernandez, we all know, was great when he played. The issue is he never played. He's a hospital patient. And so we've upgraded on him, which is fair to say. I mean, okay, let's say we've, just got a replacement, a like-for-like replacement. But even then, the difference is that Kim is healthy. He is healthy. And him being healthy is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So for me, Kim, I would give personally like an 8 or an 8.5. I'm like anywhere between those two. Again, we didn't concede a single goal from open play. So he does benefit from that, because you can't just say Upamecano was at fault for all the chances that Leverkusen created. That wasn't necessarily the case. Kim also was at fault. But we didn't concede. So just from that, they also benefit. So for me, he gets like an 8.5. I thought very highly of him today. Again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought he had a good game overall. I thought defensively he looked better than Upamecano. Like, they had a tougher time getting past Kim than Upa. I thought he had some good passes too. Some passes I'm like, okay, he probably overhit that a bit. I give him like a 7.5. I thought he was better than Upamecano because they weren't getting past him as much. But I still think we can see more from him. And the defense was kind of shaky at times. Not blaming him individually, just overall, like Davies was an issue with him too because he's on the same side as Davies, so he has to kind of cover up for him as well.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
I'm going to give him an 8 as well, man. I think he definitely defends solid. He's made of granite, this guy, which I'm glad, because yeah, as Bayern fan was saying, Hernandez has been riding those 2 good tackles on Neymar forever, man. And by the way, he didn't even play that whole game. He came off the bench for 10 minutes and made 2 tackles, and we're like, poor this guy. Nah, man, Kim is a definite upgrade. I can only see him getting better and better the more he integrates with the team. I feel he plays in a bit of a bubble in possession. Maybe it's a communication thing or what, but you can only expect that he's going to get better. 8 is a fair mark for him. Just got to work on that passing, my man. That's all. A little bit hasty with the pass. That's all.
Yeah,
yeah.
especially
That's
because like, oh, you go, my bad.
No, go on. I was just about to say that's like his one aspect that I think he needs to really work on.
Yeah, I think he makes some really good passes, and then some like tend to be like overhit quite a bit, or like the accuracy is not quite there. So I think if he improves that, he'll be easily like top 3 center backs in the world. I think he's a big upgrade on Lucas because I don't think Lucas was a good defender in the box. He was but I think Kim's like a huge upgrade in the box compared to Lucas.
Yeah, we'll see. Look, a name that I don't think many people expect. You know what? Fair enough, but some people might have. But a name that I don't think many people expected to start. Lima. Oh, baby, Lima. Look, you could tell immediately the difference between Lima at right back and Mazraoui at right back when he came on. When Mazraoui came on at right back, I was like, bro, go forward, please. Like, help Sané. He's literally just on his own. Like, do an overlapping run or defend or something. When Lima was on, I was like, yo, bro, our right side, that's the only side that's working. Our left side is non-existent. But our right side, bro, if a goal is coming, it's from our right side. That was my whole thought process the whole game. And oh my goodness. Lima was just peak. Like he was just spectacular. Absolutely amazing. Another contender for best player of the game from Bayern's side. Personally, I mean, I agree very much with like Milan Gasic's rating. I give him an 8.5. I thought he was superb, honestly. He has his limitations, but I'm also okay with those because he puts in a shift, defends, and helps offensively. Yeah, he might not be the perfect crosser, the perfect passer, but at least he's there to assist and there to help. He's that old school. I like to compare him to like Rode when Rode was at Bayern. Like they're not like outstanding players, but they just that you're gonna get a shift from them every single time, and that's better than everything like we've had so far.
Go on, D.
You can go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lima was very good, man. Very, very good. I really appreciate having him in the squad because at times I feel our players are a bit belligerent, maybe arrogant or something. He doesn't take anything for granted on the pitch, man. And I like that. He's very serious about everything he's doing. I would love to see the stats of how many counterattacks he broke up just by himself, whether he was in fullback or in the middle. I think he's a blessing to us, man, honestly. And I hope what he has is a bit more contagious. Just put a bit more effort in, guys, sometimes I feel, I don't know if it's instructional, tactical, where we don't press as hard, but he just gives 100%. And the execution of what he's trying to do could possibly actually improve once he sort of feels like he's a part of the squad and the fan base accept him more and more with each passing game. He probably would have been among our best players, like out and out good solid performances was probably Lima, and I think Sane also. So yeah, I'm going to give Lima an 8.5 for this.
Yeah, I was thinking a bit. That's why I wanted to like wait a second before I said mine. But I'm gonna give him an 8. I think he was our best player, just because I think, well, best player today. So I think compared to Mazraoui, he brings a lot more intensity. I think Mazraoui can slow the game down a bit too much. He does. I mean, he might have opportunity to run into space, but doesn't take it. But Limer will take it. I thought he made some really good tackles. There's that one time where he made like 2 or 3 tackles in a row. The only issue I had with him was like one play. This is like nitpicky, but he was a bit too far up, and they ended up getting space on that right hand side. But that's something he'll cut out of his game. So I thought he was the best player today. A lot of intensity. I think he did all the things right. So 8 for me.
I just sometimes, I look at this comment by Richard, and at first I was gonna say like, "What are you talking about?" Now that I've had some time to think. Well, I've been talking. I'm just like, actually, he's right. Like he's 100% right. We've got too many. We don't have enough technical quality in the team, and we mostly have athletes. And I thought about it. I was like, bro, how can you even say that? We've got actually, who do we have? We've got Musiala, Kimmich, and Sanes, and that's it.
There's Kane too. Kane's got good technical ability.
Fair. But then, like, you look at the rest, Muller, more of an athlete than there's someone with a lot of technical ability. Upamecano, more of an athlete than someone with a lot of technical quality. Kim,
What about Kane, bro? Kane, not too bad, man.
I'd say he's really good, Kane. He doesn't have like the dribbling, but he's an okay dribbler, very good passer, good touch.
He's slow. That's his issue, bro. He's a tortoise, man. Him and Lewandowski are completely different strikers, in my opinion. I'm beginning to notice more and more with each passing game.
Yeah.
Like, even in his, 30s, Lewandowski has usable acceleration. He can pull away from a couple of guys.
Not anymore.
Him and Muller used to press like beasts. Do you know how many cheap goals Lewandowski used to create for himself just by putting the pressure on and creating the turnover? I don't think Harry Kane's going to be getting too many of those goals, man. Like, he's sort of isolated. We'll get to him. But anyway, he is technical, though.
Yeah. I think you see the technical gap the most in the midfield because that's where we lack players, and Goretzka's not technical at all. Well, he was at Schalke more, but not at Bayern because he gained all that muscle. He became the Hulk. But yeah, you'll notice like the gap in technical ability so much in the midfield compared to like Real Madrid or Manchester City's where they got Rodri, De Bruyne, Bellingham. So yeah, we have a big hole technically in that midfield.
I was thinking about this during the game. If instead of Leverkusen, Bayern had gotten Xhaka, I would trust us to win all the trophies in the world.
That is an underrated take, man. But I've been appreciative of Xhaka, even in his Arsenal days, like prior to Arteta, in the real malaise days of Arsenal, when he was playing in a midfield of who was it? Torreira, Guendouzi, and people were digging him out. I was like, dude, this guy, he's got a good amount of everything. Like, he's a good all-rounder. Like, he's a proper CM.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
he was profiled because they were playing with 6 for a lot of the time. He's not a 6.
No, he's not a 6, man.
Yeah, but I feel like at Arsenal they played him there just because to like cover up for Guendouzi, who's box to box, Torreira, who's box to box, and then he kind of got to deal with like all the shit that came from it.
Yeah, this fascination with sixes is like it's a pretty. I can't.
It's a pandemic.
Is it a new thing? Did we always care so much about sixes?
No, really don't. Like, we just need a midfielder that can play the ball. Like, that's all. We don't need to necessarily have a 6, but it's a buzzword. That's what it is.
I think so too, man.
I think the way you look at it, right, is like the great Barcelona teams had like Busquets in the midfield, one of the best 6s of all time. Manchester City, they have Rodri, who's an unbelievable player. Real Madrid in the 3P, they had Casemiro at the 6, who was an unbelievable player at the time. So I think it's like one position you do really need to end up going all the way, to break teams, like to break down attacks, to cover for your center backs in case they make a mistake, and we don't have that.
Luis Gustavo wasn't underrated. Well, he would have been. He was our DM, yeah.
Yeah, he was a really good utility player. He was really good.
He was all right, man.
Yeah.
We did have typically somebody,
Mhm.
but this new fascination, like £100 million DMs and stuff like that. This is like a new thing, man. It's
that part's kind of crazy because Chelsea are really fucking stupid. Like 120 million Caicedo for the number 6 when he's a fucking number 8.
That's
It's insane.
crazy, bro.
He's not even at 6. He's a number 8. So I don't know what they were thinking there.
That's crazy. That whole thing's gonna crumble, bro.
Yeah.
Crumble, man. I don't see nothing going on with that. Or at least, I don't know, man, a year and a half, 2, or something like that.
Yeah. That Bellingham not technical thing is fucking outrageous. That guy is unbelievable with the ball.
By the way, he won the Golden
Madrid.
Ball, I think, man.
Yeah, like there's a clip of Real Madrid where they're like juggling the ball where he looked like shit, but like that doesn't mean anything. Like juggling the ball doesn't mean shit to me. But on the pitch, he's really good with the ball at his feet.
The moment he went to Madrid, I knew that Musiala wouldn't have any chance of winning that Golden Boy thing, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was over. It was finished.
Musiala doesn't even deserve it. Like the guy stopped playing football since the World Cup.
Well, put it this way, man. Bellingham, I don't know whether he was injured or what was going on for that last game, but for if it had not been for Musiala, bro, things would have been different for us boys. Different.
No, I accept that, but that also doesn't. As I said, I don't look at goals or like assists or whatever in like one-off games to like decide, how good someone is. It's the same reason why like Goretzka, we haven't even got to him yet, but the same reason why Goretzka won't get a good score from me today, just because he scored. That's
I
why,
hear.
Yeah,
I hear, Biff. But for 8 minutes, Dortmund were Bundesliga champions. And what a disgusting 8 minutes it was, too. Now, look, yes, he did. It was just a goal, but considering where we were as a team, like we were basically in free fall, man. Nothing was working right. It was a moment, and Bellingham was on the bench for that moment. The thing, did Bellingham play good in the World Cup for England? I don't remember really.
He was okay.
Yeah, Musiala. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that comment, bro. We'll get to that. We will get to
that. But let's get to Kimmich first. What's your thoughts on Kimmich?
Go on, Daniel Murr. Take it down.
He's hard to judge. Like this midfield is hard to judge because we're fucking awful in the midfield. I think it's just because like we lack midfield control. I thought Kimmich was okay at best. He was obviously pissed off to get subbed out, but I think it was a good precaution. I'd give him a 6.5. I don't think he did anything like super special, but he didn't like fuck up all that much either. So it's tough because it's like a one-man army in the midfield. Goretzka's a fucking terrorist in that midfield, treating the ball like a bomb. So yeah, I don't know. I'd give him a 6.5.
Okay, so I felt the substitution was wise, really, really wise, because we're thin, man, and no sense in taking any risk. I thought he actually played really well, man. I don't think he looked too ponderous today. I thought he moved the ball on well. Had a shot on target, if I'm not mistaken. A couple of dangerous balls into Harry Kane. I thought he was okay. I thought he was solid, man. The thing is with Kimmich is the opponent knows that everything goes through him. So if you're the opponent, obviously you're going to put on a box press on him, making sure the centre backs can't get the ball into him. Used to be we would rely on Davies to bring the ball up if something like that happened. I don't know why that's not happening anymore. But at the moment, it's very easy to stifle Bayern's build-up play, marking him out of the game. So then the ball goes into Goretzka, and then it will swiftly go back to whoever gave it to him. Or he'll try a stupid ball to get it into Kimmich, but the pass isn't on, you know?
Yeah.
I thought he was good, man. I thought he was good. I've been watching him closely recently, but no, I got no issues with his performance today. I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with what you said. And that's why I like kind of said it's hard to judge him because like you said, their job is just to press Kimmich and our midfield is fucked. So it's like he can have a better game than what I think he did, but our midfield holds him back a lot.
Also, I will just quickly chime in with this last thing. When he did come off and Lima moved into the middle with Goretzka, I thought Lima was okay in what he did. No issues with what he was doing, but I thought we lost a lot, man. And I thought the whole game sort of lost its structure. And it's not just for us, but for them too. Because if everything for us is planned through Kimmich, then everything for them will be planned to stifle that. So once you remove this one player from the game, it just turns on its head and it becomes like an all-out melee with no structure and anything. So I can definitely see what he brings to the game, whether he's playing or and even more so when he's not playing. He's a good player, man. Like, no cap. He's a rad player. He just needs a good partner. That's all.
So, as the biggest Kimmich fan in the universe, probably, maybe. Well, I wouldn't go that far, actually. But as a big Kimmich fan, my issue is that we're wasting his career. Like, straight up. That's what I feel like. I feel like we're wasting his career. We've got one of the best midfielders in the world. Truly. I feel like he's number 3, number 4. And yet we're wasting it. We're wasting his career. Every single year, I feel that way. I feel like, bro, if we just built around him properly, we could have a player that, you know, could be hitting 15, 20 assists a season, get 5 to 10 goals a season, and, like, you know, control the midfield in a way where, like, he gets, like, 5 key chances a game, but we're wasting that completely. And I just look at today's game as another example of us wasting Kimmich's career at Bayern. Because I feel like with the way he was playing
We
again,
need a midfielder immediately. I can't
Exactly.
believe we had no control. We are like a fucking donut. We have an attack, defense, and no fucking midfield. That's the truth of it. And let's face it, we got robbed.
no, we didn't.
Leverkusen played good, but we got robbed.
We didn't.
I don't care. The ref annoyed me so much. I know Davis shouldn't have done what he has done, but it's too soft for a penalty for me. It's too soft for me.
We should have had like 7 yellow cards in that game, and we got away with that as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah, Goretzka should have had a yellow
There's
card.
a difference between a yellow card and a penalty. I think that's more grievance. And if you give that pen, you should give Musiala also a pen. That's what I'm okay with giving the pen. I'm not okay giving the pen or not giving Musiala the pen. He has to be neutral. The ref has to be neutral. I don't think he has been the whole game. And I'm so pissed that we didn't win because Leverkusen is a really they're, let's face it, they're a better team than Man United. I think we're gonna win against Man United because Man United, like us, has also no midfield. So we have a better chance against them. And I hope you get the midfielder in January. I don't care if Palinia or whoever. We need a good midfielder. Spend 70 minutes on a good midfielder who can play with Kimmich. So we have finally fixed.
I don't know whether it's just me, but your microphone is cooked. I don't know whether that's just me or whether it's just for me, but it sounds like your microphone is cooked, bro. It sounds all robotic for me, at least.
Damasi, try going out and coming back in, man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know about you guys, right? I would really like to see Limer get the right back role and we sign 2 midfielders in January. because I don't think we need a right back or center back combo. I think you can just like 3 center backs is what we have right now. You can probably promote one of the youth players, get the number 4 spot, and just get 2 midfielders in the January window.
I could see that, sure. I just feel like this club is stupid.
Yeah, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Like, I would rip someone's hand off if they told me we can get Paulina and Weaver in January. I think that would be an insane January window, and it would help us a lot, but we'll be lucky to even get one. So I won't be hopeful.
Look, I knew this club was cooked the second we waited until like the last 3 days to get Paulina.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I knew, yeah, this is cooked. Like, they don't even know what they're doing. They still believe in Goretzka, and as long as they still believe in Goretzka, there is no way they're buying anyone. Like, Tuchel was literally begging all summer. All summer, he was begging for number 6. Every press conference, he was like, "Yo, we don't have a number 6, so I kind of just have to do with what I've got. But I would really like one. I would really like one. Bayern management, I would really like a number 6, please." And that went on for like 2 months, and he didn't get anything until like the last second, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, too late." So this management is cooked.
I feel, yeah, we need another midfielder, 100%, no doubt about that. I don't really care if it's Paulina, to be honest. I wasn't like so crazy about it, which is weird.
And play a pass.
Don't tell Bayern Football Twitter, but I wasn't all that crazy about it. They'll come for me. They'll come for me.
For the price, might as well go for Bruno Gomes.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Gomes is sick. Gomes is sick. I don't really mind, but as long as it's complementary, got some experience, established player, I don't really want to be developing one, put it that way. But I would also like to have maybe not Trevor Chalobah specifically, but I wouldn't mind having that sort of centre back, right back hybrid, because we will come to him. We will come to him later. I'm saving my best for when we come to him. But I'm sorry, man. Mazraoui that's not happening, man. So,
We'll get to that. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I wouldn't mind having a bit of cover as an extra centre back and some sort of right back, man. I feel we're light there.
Yeah. Pranjal, the only thing I'll say about your thing about a prospective team is, I saw someone on Twitter mention this, and so I'm kind of just stealing that from them, even though I don't know who said it. Kimmich is what, like, entering his prime at like 29. Kane is like 30. Muller is like 33. Sané and Gnabry are like 28 or 29. Our players are sort of hitting like that age where like you don't really want to get prospective players unless they're like world class. You really just want to get someone like established in right now, because like you can't wait 4 or 5 years for like a prospect to really hit the strides, because by that time you basically have bigger issues. Our whole team will need to get swapped. So that's why I'm not necessarily for a prospective players, and I'd much rather us get in like a player that can actually, that's in like the 25, 26 years old, that can like just come in and do a job.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sounding good, bro.
I think if you not get Palhinha, we get someone who is like a Palhinha, but who's better on the ball, because Palhinha is not good at all on the ball. We need more a defensive Kimmich. Let's face it. But Palhinha would still work in that midfield better than Goretzka. It annoyed me so much that he just keep getting forward in the box and let Kimmich alone in the midfield. And I was like, why? Why can't you first stay in the midfield with Kimmich so they can't counter us? Because they did that all today, and we had it was so annoying today to see him. He had 2 good games and a disaster class. Now he scored, now he thinks he can play. No, drop him. I would drop him. I'm so annoyed. I think even I'm so annoyed at Goretzka. We should have sold him this summer and bought a better midfielder for him. But no, we are stuck. We are stuck with him. And for the game, I think it was. I feel we were robbed a little bit because we had they had a free kick which was soft and a pen which was soft, so that's why. But they played very, very good against us. I think the first 20 minutes we were better than them, and then we lost all control and shape. We cannot keep our shape together. I realized for 90 minutes, it's like either we were good in the first 20 minutes, in the last five, and then second half we had we had chances, but I think the second half Liverpool was really, really better than us. But I'm so annoyed at this game. And I'm so annoyed at Kimmich. I'm so annoyed that we don't have a DM. Even though Tuchel is Tuchel the only man, only man who realized us have a big problem our midfield. Are they that blind? That's what is concerning, because if Freud doesn't see that we need a midfielder, he's not the right guy, let's face it.
So I'm going to have to contradict you right here with your last statement saying that Tuchel was the only guy that noticed that we need to get a midfielder. Everyone knows that we need to get a midfielder. Every Bayern fan has been saying
The
it now
board doesn't.
for months. Well, the board doesn't matter right now because Freund is here. So, like, the only people that didn't notice were the board. So I disagree with your take that, like, only Tuchel saw it. We all saw it. We've all been seeing it for years. He's the only one that's been going. He's the only one that's said it publicly, though, from within the club. That's the one difference.
Yeah. We haven't
But yeah, just go
replaced
back to what
Thiago at all, which is so weird.
Sorry, say that again about Thiago, the fraud.
That we let him go, and we didn't replace him in 3 transfer summers. That's unbelievable stupid.
I mean, our last midfield signings were like what? It's been Roca, Weimer, who else? Like, it's been really bad.
Dantas, don't forget little Dantas, bro.
Yeah, Dantas, Roca,
Don't
Weimer.
disrespect Roca, Mark Roca. Don't disrespect the goat.
Bro, he was relegated. He got relegated with Leeds. I actually tuned into a few Leeds games just to see what he was going to do. I was like, no, this guy's a joker, man. Come on.
Well, look, just to give my score about Kimmich, I've still not done that. I'll give him a 7. And I feel like he could have honestly had more. But I've just seen some of the comments that he said after the game. So, instead of giving him a 7.5, I'm giving him a 7.
Oh, what did he say?
He got asked, like, whether that was the plan that he only plays 60 minutes. He was like, I don't know. Ask the coach.
Oh, this guy,
He's
man.
been all snarky like that.
He complains way too much.
He loves to make life hard for himself, honestly.
So, yeah. Look. Do we have to talk about Goretzka?
I say we just skip him.
No, we can't. Let's talk about Goretzka. Let's talk. We need to talk about Goretzka. Look, he scored a goal. Bravo. That was a 2 out of 10 at best. Even with the goal. Even with the goal taken into consideration, that was a 2 out of 10. Without the goal, honestly, he should donate his money. He should donate his wages to charity because that was a 0 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ever given a 0 out of 10. I'm giving it to him.
True. Considering he didn't play in any of the friendlies, like I thought he'd be charged up for this game, He'd been training by himself all week and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that was piss poor, man.
It's frustrating because it's like you got kicked off the German national team. This is your fucking chance. Prove yourself. Do something. Do fucking something to get back in that German team. and he does this. He pulled a great Gnabry performance where he plays like shit but gets a goal. So I'd give him like a 3.
Do you know? He's one of those players that play that Jedi mind trick on fans, football fans who don't watch Bayern, kind of like Davies.
Mhm.
There are
Give
people in
him
England that
1
think
out
he's
of
a
10.
good
1 out
midfielder.
of 10.
So I say, send him to England, bro.
Exactly.
Because you know how English fans always crap on about,
Mhm.
no, can he do it in the Prem? He's not a Prem player. Well, have I got a deal for you, bro? I got a Prem midfielder right here.
Yeah, but you know damn well what people are gonna say. If we ship him off to England, right? You know damn well what people are gonna say. They're gonna be like, "Man, this guy's awful." When yet he was a starter at Bayern.
But bro, it's not our problem at that point. You get the deal done and run.
As long as you get the
Run.
cash, it doesn't matter.
We need to sell him this summer. I don't. Him and Gnabry. I never want. Gnabry had a disaster class.
We'll get to
Goretzka had a
Gnabry.
disaster.
We'll get
Both.
to
I
Gnabry later.
wanted them both gone this summer, and we are stuck another season with them. I can't watch this anymore.
Do you know when Goretzka drives with the ball, are you expecting anything to come from that drive?
A good one.
Like
A
anything.
good one.
Funny.
He drives with the ball, and I'm like, bruv, stop wasting everyone's time. Just pass it back already, man. What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
Just stop before something bad happens, bro. Don't hurt yourself.
Like Goretzka, he plays like he has like Timberland boots on or Doc Marten boots on. He doesn't play with cleats.
Do you know, man, he used to be kind of a clever player.
Mhm.
I don't understand how I can understand your body degrades. I can understand your speed drops off. Your technical ability is not there. You miss that half a year. How does your match IQ get worse? Like he's kind of a dumb player. He's not bright, this guy. But he used to be all right, you know. Bro, he used to be a cam back in the
What
day.
happened?
I don't think like
I
he never
swear,
really
what
had the
happened?
IQ. I just
It's
feel
like
his
he
other attributes
lost
made up
all
for it.
footballing ability. In that after that COVID season, he lost all footballing ability, and I don't know how.
I know this will never happen because they hate his guts in the Middle East. I just wish Saudi Arabia came in and was like, "Yo, bro, you know, Goretzka, we like your muscles. Come over here and play for us."
He's too proud, man. He's too proud. Like, what about like a Paulinho Goretzka swap deal? Like, they would jump on that deal. They would jump
Oh
on
my
it. But
God,
he's too proud
yes,
for that.
this is a great idea. This is a great idea.
He would
But
never
he
go.
will never say yes. He will never. He thinks he's an elite player, even though he isn't. That's the, I sympathize with players who know they aren't good and just know how to play a role okay. Even Goretzka can do. He's in okay, but the bigger problem is he thinks he's great, but you aren't. We have seen last season. We have seen this game again that you aren't made for this club. That your standards have dropped. Your football IQ has dropped. Your body is not the same anymore. We should have sold him, and that we still keep him around, even though Tuchel doesn't rate him at all, is a disgrace.
Look, I respect players a lot more that chase the bag, that have no pride. Like I always joke about him. I respect Bonassa a lot. Like, go get that bag, King. Bayern was stupid enough to give you that contract. Go get that bag.
Munasa.
Goretzka, on the other hand, he won't go to like Saudi Arabia or the Premier League because he's like, nah, man, I don't need the money. I want to like prove my worth at Bayern. I'm just like, bro, please just bounce. I'm begging you.
Bro, I think he was pretty lucky to get that United call up, even though they're gutter trash. Oh, we better not lose to United, man. Better
Oh
not.
my God.
They're really bad.
If we
Holy.
lose against this, I've seen them. I've seen all their games. They are one of the worst teams I've seen this season, and they have no right winger. They have a Palestri, under 20-year Palestri, who hasn't started a game yet. They have no midfield besides Casemiro. It's like with Kimmich. Their attack is worse than ours. Their defense is worse than ours. We should beat them.
Boys, I will accept any performance, any kind of performance, any, but you can't lose, man. I'm not ready. I swear to God, I'm not ready to lose that game.
No,
But
we-
anyway, going back to what I was saying, bro, you should have taken the move. United, fuck, that's all right. That's not bad. It's not like West Ham or something. The theater of dreams and all that garbage. Go and dream with those guys. That was all right for him, man. Honestly, he should have gone.
He should have done Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger knew he wasn't at his prime anymore, and he wanted to go to United. And this clown just wants to stay. He's like a fucking virus. We can't get rid of the dude.
Ironically, I don't even think he starts for West Ham. He doesn't get in over Alvarez. He doesn't get in over James Ward-Prowse, and he doesn't get in over Paqueta. So he doesn't even start for them.
West Ham has a better midfield than us. My God.
Crazy, man. Let's give him a 3. We'll give him a 3.
fair. I agree with 3. 3 just because of the goal. With no goals, it's 2.
No.
Because of the goal, yeah.
Yeah.
2. 1
Uh,
point for the goal and 1 point for the performance. It makes it 2.
And 1 point for the hug. That was cute. That was cute as hell.
Yeah, it was nice for the pictures. It'll be good for his
I
Instagram.
don't give a crap about the hug. I don't give a crap.
Bro, did you see how high he lifted Kimmich? He almost lifted him above his head.
Yeah, Kimmich is a baby to him.
You know, I feel so sorry for Sane, Musiala, and Kimmich who have to play with them because they also think he's not that great, let's face it. And poor Kimmich, he gets violated by the German press. And Goretzka gets 0. I'm so pissed that the former Bayern Munich players in the press say Kimmich this, and say nothing about the disaster class after the disaster class we had with Goretzka.
Samasi, there's a saying that I'm probably gonna screw up, but when you're great, you have to be great. What's the saying? Yeah, when you're great, you have to be great just to seem good. Guys, help me out here. What am I trying to say here?
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Basically, you're trying to say when you're me, you have to be me to be me.
But yeah, bravo, man, Shakespeare over here. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. We expect heaps from him, so it's easier to point. Dude, you're supposed to be world class. What's the meaning of this? And he'll be like, bruv, spare a thought for some of these dudes, man. Can I not share some of the blame with?
Listen, if we had a good midfielder next to Kimmich would excel. But he has to all the midfield load of his own. He has to do everything on his own because Goretzka just wants to play striker.
Yeah. The issue with Kimmich is that if he pulls a 7 out of 10, it's a bad game. That's how it's going to be viewed.
Yeah, and you know, let's face it, he's the most consistent player we have. Besides, he's the most consistent. And he's most games good to great. Let's face it, I don't know what games last year he won it on his own. I think he had what were those 2 goals he made out of nothing, and we won that game. I think against Cologne. And Goretzka, I swear, I can't. Somebody infect him with COVID, please. Somebody, please.
The thing is, if we continue to play him, he's gonna feel he's going to feel emboldened. We're basically enabling him.
Vindicated.
Yeah, it's pretty much like giving a heroin user more heroin. So
But
that's-
exactly. If we just put our foot down and just be like, no, bro, if you're holding bench, and just make it clear to him, talk to your agent, start thinking about what you're going to do, because the window's, it's going to be here before you know it. Please have a job lined up for yourself.
Mhm.
And
You know what? pisses me off? You know what truly pisses me off? He had his first real setback last week or 2 weeks ago when Hansi Flick didn't pick him. And you all know I hate Hansi Flick, all right? I'm like, I straight up do, because I think people overrate him so much.
Can I say something? As a German, I was so happy he was gone.
Same.
I watched the Prime documentary, and I thought, what an idiot. You know, a player, they have a team meeting. It's the World Cup, and player was late, and he didn't say anything to that player. Are you fucking kidding me? He's too nice. I'm sorry, he's too nice for a manager. So
You will all regret
Flick,
this. He should have got a lifetime contract. You will all regret sacking him.
Don't start this nonsense. But to go back to Goretzka, right? I was so happy when Flick didn't pick him, because I was like, thank you, finally someone in the German national team, or someone in Germany that is in some sort of position of power, aka Flick or Tuchel or whatever. Finally, they're like, you know what, you're not good enough. All right, I'm not taking you. And even though I hate Flick, I had to give him credit for that. But now he's sacked, and whoever comes in next, I hope it's not Nagelsmann. Because if it's Nagelsmann, if this fraud is gonna do another fraudulent action and get Goretzka back into the national team. He's like the cockroach that always survives for some reason.
oh my God. God forbid, I can't do this. The Euros are 9 months. I can't see Nagelsmann at the national team. I want Louis van Gaal, because let's face it, Germany are not in a good phase right now. So we need somebody who can develop the young players and get the results now. So Van Gaal is a good coach. He knows, he can speak German. So I don't think it's a problem.
Well, Daniel, Kimmich had to get sub. Like, he was only healthy enough to play 60
Oh my
minutes.
God, I can't believe it. That's why I was so pissed when he got injured, because I knew he can't play the whole. Thank God there are like 3 days off for our next game,
The worst
because
part
he
is
needs to recover, man.
no, that's not bad. The worst part is that he's now putting up a fuss. He's like, oh man, why did I get subbed? Ask Tuchel, don't ask me. I should be playing 90 minutes. He annoys me. He annoys me.
He's
Like, if
sometimes
Kimmich
such a baby.
if Kimmich wasn't such a good footballer, I would have sold him years ago, because he just annoys me. Like, if people think that it was a coincidence that he leaked that Schweinsteiger was leaving, it was definitely not a coincidence. All right, he knew what he was doing, even at his first day at Bayern. He knew what he was doing.
He's a sensitive boy.
The amount of media training these players get, and you think that he didn't know what he was doing? Nah, he was like, yeah, I'm getting rid of, like, I'm announcing the Schweinsteiger, so that my name is in a newspaper and people know who I am. He knew what he was doing, and if he wasn't such a good footballer, I would have gotten rid of him ages ago. But he's such a good footballer that we're sort of desperate right now. Look. We talked about Goretzka. Let's talk about his partner in crime, and I mean that quite literally, Serge Gnabry. What is everyone's thoughts on Gnabry?
He's a winger who doesn't create, who can't beat his man. So what is he useful for? What is he useful for? Nothing.
So back in the day, we used to call these sorts of players fox in the box, because they tend to sort of sniff out where the ball might drop for them, and then they just clout it. but I don't know if there's really like an application for these players. And I don't really see too many fox in the boxes anymore. He used to be better at beating his man. Like he used to have some pace, some sort of. He could work something out for himself. Now, I'm sorry, man. He's playing way too far from goal for what he can give you now.
Mhm.
So I don't know where that sort of leaves him, man. I think you'd probably be looking for him to come off the bench to replace. I don't know. I suppose you'd be.
Replace who?
I don't know. I suppose you'd be thinking, all right, we'll drop Kane into the 10, and we'll put Gnabry up
No.
front.
No.
Or I'm
that's
forcing.
real. That's real terrorism football.
I'm trying. Yes, yeah. I'm racking my brain here. He's good for goals, man. He's a finisher. He's a finisher. Although today,
He's a purple patch merchant. He has a purple patch where he has goals, like 10 goals. And then he doesn't do anything all season. That's what he is.
Well, you say
I
that,
don't know.
Samas, but here's the truth of the matter, right? In the last 4 years, he's basically, out of all our wingers, he's always had the most goals and assists.
Yeah.
To be fair to our guys, man, they're
That's
all
right.
like that. They're all like that. Like
Like people are going on about Sané being world class this season. I'm just like, bro, you lot said the same exact thing last season at the beginning of last season, and then he showed his true colors like a month in.
they're
Yeah.
all purple patch guys. That's
Yeah.
why we need so
Pray to
many of
God.
them. We need like 10 of them so we can go through the season.
I pray to God Zani just plays consistent this season good. Because he has the talent. We all know he has the talent. But man, he's so inconsistent.
Give it 3 weeks, and he's back to the Sané that you just hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he'll be good for 1 month again, and then give it another 3 weeks, and he'll be back to regular Sané.
Yeah. I mean, the way our wingers can be summed up is this: Coman plays well, 0 output. Gnabry plays like shit, really good output. Sané is in between both of them, plays okay, gets okay output.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got
Oh
Tel,
my God.
the question mark at this point, but has really great output.
Yeah.
And then you've got Musiala, who used to have good output and good play, and now doesn't have anything.
Yeah, I don't. Is he still injured? Is he 100% back? That's
I
what
think-
I'm asking.
I think he's played out of position. I don't think he's an attacking midfielder because he doesn't really create down the middle.
Yeah,
I think he's best deeper in the midfield or as a left winger. I think we're being misusing him as an attacking midfielder. So I'd rather see him drop.
And I
up
think
midfield.
Musiala lacks match fitness because he hasn't played really any games and he was injured. So I think he needs a real 90 minutes so that he goes back to gain form because
So
he's out of form.
Is that the excuse that you'll give to Musiala after the World Cup as well, when he played every minute?
Listen, I was so depressed because of the World Cup. I don't know how I would have played as a player. So I would say World Cup tax. But if he plays this season half good, half bad, then I say I don't think he's ready to be a starter. If it happens again.
Like, I'm going to be honest. Young players, they can play bad for all I care. The issue that just bothers me is that nobody likes to call things out anymore. And if you call things out, like
I will know. No, if it happens again this season, I will call Musiala out.
Like I look at Upamecano, right? Everyone likes to call him out, and then I look at Davis and Musiala, and it's like people are silent. Like
No,
as a whole,
Davis,
I would say that, as a whole,
like
I would
Davis.
say, let me know what you all think. But as a whole, I would say that Davis has played worse than Upamecano since Upamecano has been at Bayern.
Yeah, on average, that's true. Yeah.
On average, I think Upamecano's worse are worse than David, but Upamecano was more consistent than Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the thing is, football fans have zero memory. Like, if you play average for your whole career, they won't think anything of you. But if you play really good
The Gary
in the
Neville
Bundesliga, but like
effect.
complete
Gary
dog shit
Neville
in the
effect.
fucking Champions League, you are fucked in the international fan base stage.
Yeah, it's called I call it the Gary Neville effect.
So I've got a question for you two. Well, for you three. And my question is this: just because the question is being asked in chat right now by Daniel Virgin, and it's also asked. I also saw someone mention it on Twitter, but a different question, but also similar question enough. Daniel asked the question like, "What do y'all think of Tuchel?" I don't think he's it. And my follow-up question to that is something that I saw on Twitter, where on like the Kimmich comment of today's game, someone basically said like, "Who would you keep if it came down to it, Tuchel or Kimmich?" So what your general thoughts on Kimmich? Or on Tuchel, because a lot of fans are. Funny enough, I think a lot of fans actually really liked how he played today, so they're coming around to him. But like in general, a lot of people have been unhappy, obviously under Tuchel. Less so this season, but like just as a whole, have been unhappy. So I was gonna ask about Tuchel like later on, but I felt like this question right here, kind of like is perfect to like talk about it. So, what's your thoughts on just Tuchel so far?
I like that he has his own voice and his own ideas. Do I think he's the most technical gifted? No, but he has a general good idea how he wants to play. But the board didn't give him his players, so but still he has good enough players that we should have played better. But I don't know if it's Tuchel or the players. I have to see more games to really judge him, because I really can't judge him for last season because that was a mess.
I will say this: not easy to get along with, and everyone has been saying it about Tuchel forever. Oh, he rubs people up the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, bro, he's not wrong. Whenever he puts a club on Front Street, there's a reason. Look, put it this way: Tuchel walks in to Bayern's office. They sit down. Bayern says to Tuchel, "Listen, we are in the treble-winning business. For us, success is trebles." And then Tuchel says, "God damn, that's quite an expectation you have. Are you saying that anything less than this treble is a failure?" And they say, "Yes. Welcome to Bayern." Then he says, "Okay, seeing as you have such astronomical standards, shouldn't I then get a squad befitting such a standard?" Bro, he put Dortmund on Front Street. They said, "This guy's a bum, he's hard to get along with, blah, blah, blah." They pushed him out of the club. How did it go for Dortmund after that? Not great.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to PSG. He drags these guys tactically into a Champions League final, the furthest they'd ever been. That would have been a treble season for them if they came through us. It doesn't work out, but still, they didn't play all that badly. He goes and asks for reinforcements for the PSG squad. They don't give them to him. Then he starts to look a bit shaky. They push him. They sack him on Christmas Eve. That's like telling a guy to F off in front of everybody. How did it go for PSG after that? He goes to Chelsea. By some miraculous, serendipitous act of God, basically, he wins these.
I think more right players, right coach. That just was the perfect mixture of players and coach.
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. He's got away with some players, bro. Rudiger was looking like a world beater under him.
I
Thiago
legitimately-
Silva at like 36
Yeah.
was looking sick,
I
man.
legitimately thought that Rudiger was the best player in football. Like, straight up.
Yeah, but
Yeah, bro.
to be fair, it's really easy to win a Champions League when you have the best soccer player in the world, Christian Pulisic, in your team. So it doesn't really count.
Captain America. Bro, it wasn't just the Champions League, bro. They played in 5 finals in the space of like a year and a half with a busted up squad consisting of they had system players from 3 systems ago. Like, and he was barely keeping that thing afloat. He asked for Haaland, you can't get him. So he says, okay, let's get Lewandowski then. You can't get him. You give him the third choice guy in Lukaku. Lukaku does a madness, an absolute mazza, bro. I don't know what he was
I
thinking.
can't believe he did that interview. I can't believe it.
Basically tanks the entire team, £100 million signing, sits on the bench, and then he's got this whole takeover thing, and yeah, you can see the writings on the wall. He's not wrong to put the club on Front Street. But if you're the club, you see him as a guy who's hard to get along with because you know he's going to embarrass you in public. I don't have a problem with this, bro. I like to know everything that's going on, bro. Don't hide from me. I want to know
I
who's at
like
fault.
that he called out the board and the sporting. I hope him and Freud talk everything out for January before the transfer window starts because we need to act quick.
Yeah. Footballing wise, his brand of football is odd. He's an odd manager, bro.
It's not pretty.
Very
It's not pretty
conservative
at all.
in possession.
It wasn't at Dortmund. At Dortmund, it was fire.
It
My
was
favorite
sick.
football.
It was
I
sick.
left his Dortmund. I left his Dortmund team. One of my favorites next to Klopp's.
But yeah, so conservative in
Usman
possession.
Dembele. Usman Dembele in that team looked like a world beater. Let's face it.
Did you see Dembele's miss? Oh my god!
I
Far
saw
out,
that.
man. Gosh, that's a
No,
bad day at the office, man.
No, I've given up on Usman Dembele after the World Cup. When you're on World Cup final and you have to take off, and taking off because you're so bad, it's over, man.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly summarize. His football is weird. I don't really get it. I feel Tuchel is more of a tactical destroyer than a tactical enforcer. And like
Yes.
he likes to dismantle the strengths of the opponent first as a first priority rather than enforcing his own brand, which is why I kind of feel like we're brandless. But it works. Like it works. And I know he tries to prioritize clean sheets, which we're not really capable of. But it does work if you give it a chance and you get his guys for him. There will be trophies at the end of it. Having said all of this, I wouldn't be surprised if they tap him on the shoulder sometime this season. I don't think anyone would be surprised.
Interesting.
Well, what do you
Look,
guys think?
No, I very much agree with a lot of what you said. I hope they don't. And also, if it comes down to like Tuchel or Kimmich, you all know how huge of a Kimmich fan I am. I'd take Tuchel because the thing that annoys me with Kimmich is he just moans too much. And like, it's not like he's a World Cup winner. It's not like he's won a Champions League besides the COVID Cup. That's an asterisk, Champions League. So it's not like he's proven it consistently at the highest level. And again, I think Kimmich is like top 3 in his position, but like the only way you can speak like that is if you've proven it at the highest level, and he hasn't. So I would choose Tuchel. I know that brand of football isn't for everyone, but I think I'd much rather start a project like a proper project, a proper rebuild, than like just continue with like the same players because even if you get rid of Tuchel, it doesn't matter who you bring in, and we've kind of seen that over the last couple of years. It doesn't matter who you bring in; the player power is just too strong at Bayern. If they don't like something, you're gone. Like they were like talking about, a year-long Nagelsmann project. Like, oh yeah, we're planning for the next 4 or 5 years. Neuer turned against him, and Nagelsmann was basically gone. So, yeah, player power has gotten out of control. That's why I always say, and I'm in the minority here, but that's why I always say, if it was up to me, I'd sell all the players at Bayern right now. Every single one. Like straight up, I'd start a full rebuild. Sell every single one and just buy a whole squad.
That's a very tricky one, Bayern fan. That's a tricky
Oh,
one,
I
bro.
know.
That one is like, that's a noodle scratcher. But you are correct, man. I can't deny what you've said. He's a sensitive boy, man. We know he's sensitive, and he's Germany's favorite son at the moment, which, I mean, that sort of leans into it as well at Bayern Munich.
Who?
Kimmich. He's trying to say, gun to your head, if you had to force one out of the club to save the club, would you force out Tuchel or Kimmich? Gun to your head.
Oh my God, that's a hard decision because I like Tuchel as a manager. I don't like his tactics or the way he plays, but I like what he's trying to do with Bayern right now because he calls that, let's say, the club transfer has been very negligent, and I think I like that he calls that out. Kimmich is maybe next to, I think he's the most important player at Bayern right now because we wouldn't be functional at all without him. It depends on the replacement. Who are you going to replace?
You see, you're never going to get rid of a player if you think like that. That's why, like I was saying, if it was up to me, I would get rid of the whole squad and I'd just start a full rebuild. Get rid of everyone besides
we should have started to rebuild like directly after the COVID season. That transfer summer, we should have really looked at the squad and what we need, but we didn't. But thanks, Brazo. Thanks, Khan, by the way. These two clowns.
Well, one of those clowns is your profile pic.
Checkmate.
Checkmate. You have to know Khan as a player. I loved him. He was passionate and he fought for every. He was the best goalkeeper in the world in his prime. He almost won Germany the 2002 World Cup. You know that.
And then he bottled in the final. And then he bottled.
Listen, we wouldn't be in the final. Let him live, okay? We wouldn't be in the final without him.
Look, one of these days, right? Khan is one of my favorite players. But one of these days, we're gonna start a discussion about how good was Khan really, and I'm gonna be on the opposite side.
No,
I'm gonna find every single mistake in his career.
This is blasphemous.
Do you know?
As a Bayern fan, this is blasphemous.
Do you know Germany played well for the first 60 minutes of that game? But you could dare to dream. Like, he got Germany to the last 30 minutes. More, 25 minutes, I think it was.
And
if that game went to penalties, bro, the way he was in that tournament, if it went to... Oliver Kahn was a rad... Bro, I think he nearly won a Ballon d'Or. I swear down, I think he was like 2 or 3 votes away from a goalkeeping Ballon d'Or. Do you know how crazy that is?
Neuer was close too.
You know, Bayern gets overswapped with Ballon d'Ors. I don't know why they hate us. Like, we all know 2013 who should have won. We all know probably. And we all know 2014 who should have won. I hate the Ballon d'Or so much. I hate them.
Nah, Ronaldo should have won in 2013. Ronaldo was the fair winner in 2013.
I don't give a shit. What had Ronaldo won in 2013 to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, but it's not just based off trophies. It's how you play. He played really, really good.
Ribery is an unsung in football in general, man. Like Ribery is just underappreciated. He's probably one of the most underrated.
People are comparing Ribery with the clown Hazard that has never been good. With Neymar.
Cap. No, that's cap, dude.
Nah,
Hazard is like no.
Hazard.
No, that is such cap.
And Neymar, who's now playing at Saudi Arabia. Like, how dare people compare Frank Ribery, the gem, the jewel of French football, as Zinedine Zidane himself proclaimed, right, to like Eden Hazard, who all he can do is just twerk, a worse version of Sterling. Like, come on, bro.
Do you know how much older? Do you know how much older Ribery
Hazard
is
was good,
to
but
Hazard now?
Hazard. I don't
Sorry,
know.
man. Go on.
Hazard has always been a
was
fraud.
good, but he was no Ribery.
Calling Hazard a fraud is outrageous. He's one of the best Premier League wingers ever.
In world football besides Zidane.
I swear down, Ribery today will sit Hazard down today. And Hazard, I think what is he, like 4, 5 years younger? 6? Today, Ribery will sit this man down. Trust me.
I believe you. 100%. I mean, Ribery at 100 years would sit today's Hazard down. Even like Hazard in his prime. All Hazard could do is dribble past 1 or 2 players. He's basically Musiala. Like Musiala can't shoot, can't score, can't assist, but dribbles past 2 players and is thus called world class.
Come on, BF. He can dribble at least 3 guys.
Okay, I'll give you.
If they're bunched up
He's
together, he
young.
can dribble 5 guys.
If he gets, I think if Musiala had Pep as a manager, he would develop in the right direction. I don't know if Tuchel can develop Musiala because he's like a raw diamond. Like he needs to like players like Fuller and Wirtz, they develop on their own. But players like Musiala, they need the manager to develop.
You see, so Massey, I believe Florian Wirtz is a genuine 10. I think Martin Odegaard is a genuine 10. I feel Musiala might be a transition player, man. He can run and carry like nobody's business. Footballing IQ, it either happens or it doesn't. I'm not sure. I'm not going to write him off because
No, that's
considering
why I said he's not very high on the football IQ, but he's young. That's why I said bring Pep Guardiola to Bayern Munich again. He will develop Musiala to a top player. Let's face it, that's some players have high football IQ and some haven't. And Musiala doesn't look like he has it right now. That's why he needs a good manager who helps him.
Pep, I would say, yeah, if that's what you're looking for him to do, it's probably Pep, man. But he's catching strays. He's catching hella strays, bro. Tonight was the worst performance I've seen from Musiala, to be fair, by some considerable margin. But I'll give him a bit of a break, man. Like, had an injury, is playing limited minutes. Like, it's not really like me to do it, but I'll give him a break for today. I'm not going to write off his entire career and call him a trash player because of this.
I mean, look, I'm being harsh, and I'm being harsh when it comes to Musiala. And the only reason I'm being harsh is because nobody calls him out, or people don't like to call him out. So I have to be like extra critical, and I have to be like, okay, I'm pointing out all the flaws. It's the same with Davis. I don't actually hate Davis, despite what people might think. I just think nobody calls him out, so I have to double down on it, which is what I'm doing with Musiala. I think that generation, honestly, I don't know what it is. I think Musiala was just like the game against Spain, and people saw him dribbling, and so now they're like, oh, he can't do no wrong. And I think with Davis, it's just that because he's on YouTube and makes TikTok videos and makes Twitch streams, that's the only reason why like people are like, oh, Davis is amazing. And I'm just like, bro, do you actually watch football, or do you just watch like racing compilations of like Davis Speedmaster and all that? And I'm like, bro, we're talking about football here, not a race. If you want to watch speed, like just watch some Usain Bolt or some bullshit.
Yeah.
But
Look,
hey,
man.
look, we've talked enough about Goretzka and then Gnabry. Let's talk about some Müller, because we still need to go on with our ratings.
Well, by the way, what did you guys give Gnabry?
Oh, I don't. He missed like two
The
somewhat
same
like
thing.
half chances with like
2 out
the
of
two over the top, and then the
3. Same 3.
Bro,
I thought he had 3 good chances. A couple of them would have been like crazy goals to score from those positions.
yeah, that ball from to Gnabry and the way he like just takes it and like shoots. Oh, that would have been like not goal of the season, but at least goal of the month contender.
yeah.
Like they weren't the easiest chances, but ultimately, yeah, like I don't.
I'd give him like a
6.5, man.
I'd give him a 5. Like he should have put one of those chances away, and he did fucking nothing else besides that. Maybe even
Yeah,
a 4,
I
to
give
be
him
honest.
4. I give him 4. I'm so sick of him. I give him 4.
Like the last Gnabry game was versus Lyon or versus Tottenham in 2020. 2019 and 2020. Since then, have we seen like a Gnabry
He
game?
sold us a dream. He sold us a dream.
Dude, some
That's
of the
what annoys me
finishing
the worst.
in that Tottenham game was crazy.
The fourth one is crazy. The one in Bristol.
Crazy finishing in that game. Unbelievable. On the run and everything. Just like, yeah. I don't know what we're going to do with him, bro. He needs to play closer to goal, but I don't know how he can at the moment. So
I think he plays too far out wide. His strength isn't fucking beating the man. It's getting in with the striker, linking up with him, making some space for himself. But if he's going to stick out wide, I'd rather just start Tell.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I got no complaints with that. All right, who's the next guy?
It's Muller, right?
Müller.
I'm going to be honest, right? Under Tuchel's system, I have no idea where Muller fits in because, like, he kind of looks like a
He
passenger at
doesn't.
times. And, like, he had that, like, one kind of link up with Kane, I guess, if you call it link up. But I really don't know how he fits in. I don't see him, like, in the build-up.
Something.
Yeah, of course it
I
would be
think we
Muller.
cannot play Kane and Muller together.
They're both too slow.
It doesn't work.
One game.
I can see that point. Both are kind of slow, right? They're not like
They're both in the same positions, like sometimes. So I don't think it works together. I think we should play Kane and Müller as his backup because they're quite similar. So I don't think it works. I would put Tell on the wing, get Gnabry out there, play Kimmich and oh my god, I don't know who I'm gonna play against Kimmich. Maybe De Ligt or Mazraoui. Mazraoui can play DM, apparently. Lama as right back, and then Kane as striker and Miller as backup, and then Sane plays good, so I would let him stay where he is. And then maybe Coman and Tell on that side. What is Coman injured again? Because he was subbed off.
He wasn't subbed out. He didn't play.
Yeah, where was he? He wasn't even in the squad.
No, he's injured. Yeah, he is injured.
Yeah.
I think in the warm-up, man. He got injured in training.
Oh my god.
Surprise.
Is he gonna be ready
I'm not
for the
sure,
Man
man.
United game?
Does he make a
No.
difference? Like he can't shoot or cross, so
On
He
his
can't
day, my
take
man.
on us, man.
On
He
his
can't
day.
take us. I think he at least he takes on his man and
Yeah, he beats
creates.
the man, but to cross it to the top
What good
floor
is
to
that?
Allianz.
Listen.
What good is taking on your
There's-
man if you shoot the ball to the moon? We don't have a.
Listen,
We don't have. Kane isn't on the
sometimes
moon.
I think
Müller isn't on the moon.
I
They're
love
not Neil
Coman,
Armstrong.
but sometimes I
They're
think,
Harry Kane and Thomas
dude,
Muller.
sometimes I think of Coman. Just look up, dude. Just look up for a second, watch where's, and then cross.
We've been
But
saying that. We've been saying that since he joined in like
In 6
21.
years,
but
bro.
he
He
that
hasn't
that
improved in 8
just
years.
isn't his game. That is just isn't his game. We have to live with it. By
Yeah,
the
but
way,
in 8
I
years,
wanted
he hasn't
Chiesa.
improved.
I wanted Chiesa
Here's the thing
after
with
the Euros, but no, we didn't bought him.
Chiesa is mid anyways. The issue with Coman is this. Vinny, in his first year with Real Madrid, couldn't shoot for shit. He really improved on it, and he's one of the best wingers in the world, maybe even the best. Coman for 8 years has not improved his shooting or crossing in 8 fucking years. It's crazy to me.
Ooh, 1 second. Be right back. I'm just gonna say it. You lot just continue and go on with the ratings. I'll be right back. I think someone just broke in, so I'll be right back.
Oh my
Ooh, damn.
god. Shit.
Shit,
Oh,
man.
I'm looking forward to this. I ain't gonna lie. I've been waiting for someone to break in, so I'll be right back.
Are you living in America?
If he was, he'd have a gun on him right now.
I think he's in Manchester, man.
He's in Manchester, yeah.
Manchester, is that dangerous?
I'm not sure. I've never been.
Like I live in a pub outside of a city where just old people live. It's fucking fantastic. I'm sorry. There's nothing. It's always relaxed and nothing is happening. And that it's just way better way of living. If you live in the city, that's too much for me. I'm sorry.
But
I
you're saying you live in a quiet
suburb.
town.
Yeah, I live in a suburbs
Yeah, yeah. So
where it's like old people live here and families. That's it.
I'm not much of a city guy as well, man. It's I've never really been. But in Australia, I got to be honest with you guys, crime isn't really a thing. Like, there's no crime that exists here. To be honest, man, we don't have guns. They don't allow us to have
Yeah,
like
and Germany
handguns and
also
stuff.
crime. I don't know the last time I've seen the police around here. Like maybe once a year. That's it.
But German cops are scary though, man.
No,
Like
they're
then
actually quite good.
they don't dress in blue. They dress in like an army green. And
Yeah.
like, I remember I was catching the train from Munich to Ulm, and I didn't have a
Oh.
ticket for the train. But in Australia, you can get away with it, you know? And I was thinking I would sneak on the train and just see how it goes. And then suddenly out of nowhere on the platform, this group of cops, there was like 6 or 7 of them walking all together with 2 German shepherds. I shat myself, man. They look so scary.
No, in Germany, if you're lucky, you can get away with it, but they check if you. The police doesn't check on it, but there are like persons who work for the train who check on it. I'm still trying to get to the Bayern Munich Man United game. I'm still trying for get tickets.
Oh yeah,
So
man. That would be sick. That would be a
because
sick game.
I'm just a 2 hour flight away. And always like go for the and Frankfurt game and which game I went last season also. Ah yeah. The Gladbach game I went. The Frankfurt game, which I was really good. Like 4 games a season I watch live. but that's it because I work in the week and I have like 2 jobs. That's not a lot of free time I have, so
Damn. It started to get that way, man. Life is becoming expensive. Yeah, bro. I used to have 2 jobs once upon a time. Hey,
I actually
Dan.
don't need the second job, but I like to go visit different cities in Europe. My summer, I went to Italy this uh, for 3 weeks. I went to
Yeah,
Rome, I went to Venice, Florence, and
how was that?
Naples. Naples. Fuck,
Yeah,
it was the cities. You think it's like from a fairy tale, like they're so beautiful,
yeah.
and the weather
The,
was great. The food was fun. You know, yeah, you have to watch out. There's scammers out there, but I'm too smart for that. So, but the food was amazing. The people were quite friendly. If you, I tried to speak a little bit of Italian, but just uh, I hello and some little words like that I could say, but they were quite nice. So it was great. I was watching museums. I went to a lot of art museums. I went shopping. I went to a architecture tour that was also great. So Europe, if you live in Europe,
I'm,
it's so
I'm
easy
back.
to go to different cities. So that's one benefit being in Europe.
So
Oh
did
my
Yeah.
someone
God,
actually break in?
Croatia.
Well, someone broke the window.
Oh,
are you
But
serious, bro?
yeah, but I can't see anyone actually like having broken in. I think it was just by mistake.
Is it your
Guys,
place or
I
you're
have to
renting or?
go.
No, it's my
I
place.
have to go
All right,
right now.
Selassie.
Peace out,
Thank you
dude.
very much for
Bye.
being here. Peace out.
see it.
Bye bye.
I was hoping someone would break in. I've been waiting for someone to break in, but
That's crazy, man. I'm sorry
Manchester,
to hear
Manchester, Manchester is too peaceful. It's just that like this past week, it's just been like I don't know
What's
what's
up,
going
guys?
on. But
What's
how are
up,
you doing,
guys?
Carl?
What's going on, Core?
Yeah, man. Nothing much.
This past week has just
Nothing
kind of been
much.
wild. But yeah, let me just.
Um,
I'm gonna have to go because I need to call someone to get the window fixed. So I'll just leave you guys to it, and I'll be right back in like 5 minutes.
All
All
right.
right, cool.
Mm.
All
you
right.
know,
I shall deputize it to the best of my ability in his
um,
absence.
um,
Core, why don't you give us your thoughts on the game in general? Go freestyle.
okay. Yeah, so I told you guys, what did I tell you? We literally need new wingers. I don't care if Sane played well today. I really don't care. But we need good wingers. Like, I'm willing to buy Sancho right now because
You said
the
you wanted a
players
good
we have.
winger.
You said what?
You said you wanted a good winger. Why would you get Sancho?
No, I know he doesn't. I know he doesn't fit the system, but I think he's an upgrade on Gnabry. I think he's an upgrade on what's-call-it, Sane for me. I'm sorry, I just really want someone who can play on the right wing because Gnabry is shit and Sane is also shit. To be honest, I didn't really watch the game. You guys also have to tell me because I was in the bar with my coworkers, and I mean the bar they showed the game, but then I just had to,
You're focusing on your drinks, huh?
yeah. Bayern is
Core,
depressing, man. Bayern
where
is
are you from,
depressing.
bro? Are you in the States as well?
Yeah, I'm in the States. I'm in Maryland.
Okay. What about you, Dan? Are you in the States?
Yeah, I'm like close to San Francisco.
Ooh,
Yeah.
California. Huh?
Yeah. Oh boy, we get lot of stories about SF.
Damn, dude. I was just watching the news, man.
Thomas Tuchel too is not helping. I don't think Thomas Tuchel is helping. Thomas Tuchel is not helping.
I remember you said
Yeah.
you wanted him sacked like a while ago.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying, he's not helping. Because the thing about Thomas Tuchel is he's lashing on players. He's saying that, oh, they are not doing this, they are not doing that, they are not doing this. But you are the same one who's playing these players. You see,
Mhm.
like Kimmich. Kimmich is one. Why is Kimmich starting this game? And like, I just want to know why can't we bench Kimmich for one game? Why is Kimmich starting this game?
I
Like,
mean, who are you
can
putting in?
someone tell me?
Who are
You
you
know,
putting in, though? We have no depth. Like, who's playing instead?
that's what I'm saying. Alexander Pavlovich is not bad. That young DM, he's not a bad player. Why not try him? Or you could play whatchamacallit, Limer as a DM and then play Mazraoui as a right back. Since you don't like Kimmich, because we all know you just don't like Kimmich. So why do you keep on playing this guy? He wasn't fit. We can tell he's not fit to play. We can tell he's not fit to play. You know, it's bad, man. It's really, really bad. I think if Bayern has the chance, they should go get Hansi Flick, because this guy, he's not doing anything for this club, bro. Seriously, it's a waste of space.
Bayernfantv is glad he's not here when he heard the bring back Hansi Flick.
Yeah, I swear to God, I was just about to say, while BFTV is not here, let me just say, I got no beef with Hansi Flick, man. None. I got no beef with him. I think he's doing the best he can with the squad he had. And if they hire Nagelsmann for the national team job, bro, you're going to see a disaster class. I'm telling you. He's going to drown out there. And it's a terrible move. How are you going to turn down Chelsea, Spurs, and PSG to land on the national team job at 35? That's crazy, man. I don't know what he's doing. But I want him gone. I want Nagelsmann far, far away from Bayern. Because the longer he stays hanging around, I'm worried the club's going to do some crazy thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think the best lineup is? Because in my head, right, I'm thinking it as like Mazraoui, De Ligt, Kim, Davies for now because Guerrero's not fit, and a flat three of Kimmich, Limer, Musiala, Tell left wing, Kane striker, Sané right wing. I think that's how I view it right now. Would you guys agree or disagree?
For me right now, the best lineup is I think, why don't we try Daniel Peretz? Ulreich is ass. I'm sorry. I blame Ulreich too is another one of those goalkeepers I can't trust. Start Daniel Peretz, and then play Kim Min-jae, Upamecano, Mazraoui, and Guerrero. I need Guerrero back. I really need, because Davis gives you nothing in that left back area, left wing back area. He just offers nothing. What else?
Did you guys, Neuer's injured again, yeah?
He hit a setback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're saying he'll be back hopefully before the next international break, so mid-October or something, or end of October.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
That
something
long?
like that. Yeah.
We're screwed, man.
Yeah.
I got a feeling this is, yeah.
Mhm.
Because we're pushing as it is. Yeah.
It's going to be a long road until the January window.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Or
true.
we could get De Gea. We could get De Gea from the free agent market if you want.
To be honest, I wouldn't have minded him, man. Like when we were looking at goalkeepers, if it was between De Gea and Aretha Balaga, I probably would have taken De Gea, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool or not? Kepa
You said
or
what?
De Gea?
For me, I'll take De Gea. I'll take De Gea.
They go with the experience.
Yeah.
So best lineup. Sorry, Dan, I forgot what your lineup was because you sort of went quick. But I'll just give you mine, and then you can we can discuss where it went differently.
Mhm.
The best possible lineup would be Neuer. Partnership, I would probably roll with. I'm going to roll with Kim and Upa. Then Davies, because, well, I got to see some stuff from Guerrero. That's the thing. I'm happy to give it to Guerrero, but I just got to see what he's about and what he can really. If
No,
he
the
starts,
thing is, look, Bombas, Guerrero, right? If you watch him in Dortmund, if you play him as a DM, he's not bad. You know, he gives you more attacking. I mean, I know his defense is shit. But attacking wise, we need someone who's in that fullback, left back area that's a bit more creative. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
Like someone who can make something out of nothing. Someone who can do some really good link up plays, create something, you know?
Mhm.
And that's Guerrero. I don't
Yeah.
see that in Davis. Davis is more of like come back, sit back, defend, sit back, you like come try recover the ball and then pass the ball. He doesn't really give you anything attacking wise, you see. Meanwhile, Guerrero has a lot in his locker attacking wise.
he's got good
That's
shooting, man.
Yeah, like
yes, exactly.
Guerrero, he's a better technical player than Davies, but we haven't seen him yet, so it's kind of hard to put him into the best XI for now. He could easily get it, but right now it's tough to put him in there.
Yeah, and as far as on our right hand side, bro, Mazraoui's raw, really, really raw, man. He needs a lot of work, man. I got a feeling Tuchel's he's gonna bench him, and I think Lima will probably take on the fullback position until the window.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't think Mazraoui's a Bayern right back necessarily. I don't think he suits like Bayern particularly well because he's more of like a possession right back, whereas like Reimer plays with more intensity. He bombs up and down. I think it suits us better like that. So I think you're right in that assessment to where I think he will get benched.
And in the middle, we'll go roll with Kimmich. And oh my god,
You guys keep saying the middle Kimmich. This guy doesn't like Kimmich. You see, he does not like Kimmich.
Do
So
you
the
guys
best
believe
thing
that? Do you guys think Tuchel
he
actually
said he's
doesn't
been
like him?
saying this, bro, Bombas. He's been saying this for ages, ever since the preseason. He doesn't like Kimmich. He just doesn't like Kimmich. He said it, you know. And the thing is, why does he keep subbing him off? That's the question.
He's only subbed him
Don't
off
you
like
think
once
there's
though.
something? You said what?
Isn't this the only time he subbed him off this season?
No. What? Against Leipzig, he subbed him off. Against the other team that we played in the beginning, he subbed him off.
In the Bundesliga?
Yeah.
I have to
Not in the
check.
Bundesliga, the Super Cup. He got
Oh,
subbed off in the
I
Super
don't give
Cup.
a shit about the Super Cup. We lost 3-0.
Well, I mean, for me, I care.
Throughout his entire time at Bayern Munich, seeing Kimmich come off the pitch is pretty jarring. It's like a collector's item. It doesn't happen often.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Maybe Tuchel's not crazy about him. He got different ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. I don't know, but I feel he's going to run afoul of the club if he does that. He's going to land himself
And
in
I
hot
want
water.
Kimmich to leave. Like I want Kimmich to leave because he's such a baby mentality player. He's not that good to me. in my eyes. I don't see him as a like when people say, "Oh, he's part of the best midfielders." No, he's ass, man. That guy is really, really ass because his mentality is bad, and it's affecting Bayern. It's really affecting Bayern, to be honest. Yes, hello.
Yeah. Oh no, he's on the phone.
Yeah, Dad.
Call mute your mic. For me, bro, I got no problem with Kimmich, man. Like, I think there was a comment before that I saw, but we didn't address it, and it was if Kimmich leaves Bayern, it will be like a Cruz type loss. There you go, man. There you go. That's the one. It would be worse. Cruz did not play his best football at Bayern. He played it over there. For Kimmich to leave now, I don't want to see him put on anybody else's kit, man. Because to be fair, he'd probably get into. If I was to call Pep Guardiola right now and say Kimmich is flirting with the idea of leaving Bayern Munich, he'll jizz in his pants, man. I swear down.
Mm-hmm.
He would. Like he would find his way into that city team somewhere.
Yeah, Dad.
Bayern, definitely. Sorry, man. Barcelona, definitely. They're already twerking for him as it is. Madrid, probably not, man. They'd probably they'd be happy with Chimani, I think, man.
Yeah. PSG would be gassed. They'd be so
gassed. Yeah. Arsenal right now looks like Thomas Partey's looking like he's gonna leave, man. And
they'd be gassed out into Liverpool, Klopp.
Oh, easy. Now, bro, Kimmich can basically go anywhere, man, and that's why Tuchel might be running into trouble because the board will say exactly that. How are you telling me you can't get along with a player that could basically go anywhere? They'll think that means problems with you. Then
I don't even think it's like they hate each other. I just think Tuchel doesn't see him as a DM, which is correct. Kimmich sees himself as a DM, so I just think there's like a gap in how they think about football in that sense. But I don't think they hate each other. And I think judging Kimmich right now in this current midfield is quite difficult because it's a one-man army. If we got a Paulinho in, it'd be easier to understand and see how good Kimmich really is with a better midfielder next to him. So it's going to be tough to judge the midfield for the next few months.
So when Tuchel says, I'm looking for a 6, bro, he's talking about like Kante.
Bro, yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Kimmich ain't no Kante. Yeah. Not meant for no one is, man, to be fair. Kante is an immense player. But
hello.
I just think Kimmich shouldn't be offended by that. Like, he rates you as a player.
Mm-hmm.
I am a number 6. Yeah, but not like Kante.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Kimmich just needs to take it a bit easy, bro. That's all. Just take it a bit easy in front of the microphones and stuff. That's all.
I think not going in front of the media for a while would really help Kimmich.
Yeah.
Definitely. We have Kane who can easily get the mic and the attention. You can give it to Sané right now. People are really loving him. You can give it to De Ligt, who's a real leader. He'll never say anything wrong. So there's people you can give the mic to. He doesn't need the mic every time.
Oh my, Puya's in here. Puya, get your ass in here, man. This guy's just hanging around the comment section like a bad smell. Get in here, bro. Yeah, Puya's all right. No, man, I love Kimmich, man. I got no beef with him whatsoever. I thought he had a solid game.
I asked on Twitter, I think I just asked who would you keep, Tuchel or Kimmich? And I think just someone responded and he said he would rather keep Tuchel because Kimmich is, I think he doesn't rate Kimmich, but I'm gonna be honest. Kimmich is one of our franchise players. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of the players who's connected to Bayern. Everything. I wouldn't lose him. I wouldn't want to lose him. And I don't think Tuchel has shown anything that wants me to say, oh yeah, I would rather keep Tuchel than Kimmich. I don't know how you guys see it. It's just my opinion.
Oh, it's a dicey one, bro. he asked me before. I couldn't really answer. It's the thing is, I don't want to just be rolling through managers for like. Yeah, I don't want to be rolling through managers like that, man.
No.
Every time-
No. We have to pick the manager over Kimmich. This is the time where we pick the manager over Kimmich because player power is too much in soccer nowadays, and it needs to really stop. I'm sorry, man. I'm taking Tuchel over Kimmich.
We did the same with Kroos, right? Tony Kroos. I mean,
I was saying it's worse, bro.
I think
would
Kroos
say
is
if we
worse.
lose Kimmich, it would be worse because Cruz was just coming into himself when he decided to. Bro, they didn't rate him. They didn't rate him when.
Yeah. The
When-
reason I
when
would
he
say
let him go.
Kroos is worse though is because we missed Kroos's best years, whereas with Kimmich, we pretty much got a lot of his best years. There's only like what 4 years left. So I
How
think-
much do you guys think we could get for him? Real talk. How much? How much do you think?
next season, like
if
90.
if Caicedo is 120, Kimmich is 150.
Now he's
Yeah.
only has 1 year contract,
Oh, that's true, huh?
and he's like 28. I say like 90 million is if you're like a good seller. I find like a rich club. Like if Man City wanted him, we wouldn't sell him for like under 90 million. I don't think we would. But I don't think we would sell him either way. I think he must say.
I don't assume so either, man. Like out of the two of them, it's definitely Tuchel that's skating on the thin ice. But again, I don't really want to be rolling through managers. Like, he's a good manager, Tuchel. Don't get me like. If we back him and we execute the game plan, I believe there is success down this path. If we burn the bridge before having fully given it a chance properly, Tuchel's not going to come back to Bayern. So you've burnt the bridge, and now you've lost one of the world's, elite managers.
I said it in preseason. I don't know who was in that stream. I think Prince was for sure, but I don't know if one of you guys were there. I said I said Flick will be sacked as the national team coach, right? And I said that he might return to Bayern even this season, because I'm just thinking about it. If we had to sack Tuchel, who would we go for? Like, are there even managers we would go for? And I know, and we all know that like Hoeneß and Rummenigge, they rate Flick still highly, right? So I don't know whether we would do it, but like I still think there's a like possibility that this might happen. Someone said Tuchel won't be here at Christmas if we keep playing like this. We don't have a clear identity under Tuchel. I agree. I actually agree. I don't see like where is this going? So what is the goal? Like, are we supposed to like score one goal and then like not concede anything? Like, don't let them get any chances? Is that what we want? Or are we trying to attack and win games by like 2-3-0 and like really show us? Like, we should be showing teams like even Leverkusen. We should be showing, okay, guys, we are level above. Don't come here and think you can get anything from here. Like, you know what I mean?
So, just going over a couple of things that we just breezed over in the last couple of minutes. For me, knowing our club, I can't see any more than 70 million for Kimmich. It's not. I'm not trying to say that's all he's worth, but for some reason we just don't sell all that well. And yeah, that would be one thing. Another thing, Flick's never coming back to Bayern. I don't see any pathway for that ever. I don't think he would want to. I don't think the
Why
club
did
would
he
want
leave?
to.
Why did he leave? He left because of Batsu, who's gone. Batsu's not here anymore.
I would probably suggest to you that Nagelsmann would be closer to come back to Bayern than
Nagelsmann's
Flick.
going to the national team. I think it's pretty much like done.
Bro,
still
I
feel like
don't
Nagelsmann would
recommend
be
this.
here.
I don't recommend this. I'm telling you, if you like this kid, don't send him there. It's a bad move.
You mean him going to the national team?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
also
a
think
good
so. I
move.
don't think he should be doing this. He can just lose, in my opinion.
I think it's actually a good move for him.
I'm saying he must at least get to the semifinals to be this like to say, okay, it was a successful, like right, a successful Euros. And look at our squad. This is not a semifinal squad. We probably get not, and even if we get like a bad like tournament tree, and we face England again in like the round of 16, we're getting like we have no chance. So and then everyone will say, "Oh, what a bad Euros we played." Yeah, because we played England. I don't even think it was that bad, but yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's like if I was Nagelsmann, I wouldn't be doing this.
No chance, bro. I would.
Hello?
Yeah, no chance for that, bro. What do you think? What do you guys think Nagelsmann's move is? Do you reckon this guy has a plan about what he wants to do?
I think Germany's a good move for him, to be honest, because he's still really fucking young. So
Yeah,
he can go back to club whenever he wants. And like whether we like the Euros, coaching Germany in the
yeah,
Euros, they're playing at home
in Germany as well. You have
in
to,
Germany. That's really, really tempting.
that's a
So,
unique chance. That's a unique chance. You won't get this
Yeah.
anytime. Like this is if you either take it now or you will never get the chance
yeah,
again.
that's once in a lifetime. So you can totally
Yeah.
see when he gets it, and then if he does take it, it's only 9 months away, so there's not high expectations on him, so he can do whatever he wants, and they can't hate on him. So he kind of wins in that sense. He would be judged on the next World Cup, and I think he would have enough time to build on it. And I think since he's so young, it would be a good move for him. I think he can learn a lot from the international stage as well, based on cup competitions and the pressure of that. So I think it'd be a good move for him.
Would be a decent move. I also think so. I mean, the only thing is, I really thought he would go to PSG this summer. I really thought so because all these rumors were stacking up, and they said, "Oh yeah, he wants Henri as his how do you say that? Like his assistant coach and all that stuff." But it failed at the end. But I was really sure he would do this because honestly, you go to PSG, you will win the league for sure. You have a good chance to like at least go far in the Champions League. So I thought he would do this, but he did not. I was pretty surprised by that. But if semifinals are what we are cheering for, we are truly finished. Is this who we are now? Settling for? No, I said at least semis. I say at least semis. I'm not saying
You're lucky to get out of the group stage. You're lucky to get out of the group.
no, not in the US, bro. The US you can't. You must be like last place to get grouped. I think in the US, even the third place advanced.
When I was younger, there was a show called The Brady Bunch. And the dad, his name was Mike Brady, gave this once excellent piece of advice. He said, wherever you go in life, there you are. So to your comment, Fakes, I don't think you can squeeze blood from a turnip. This squad is the delta between certain positions, the quality in certain positions and other positions is so wide that cohesiveness it's bro, Germany beat France in that game based on pure effort alone. For a friendly, bro, they left it all on the table. So yeah, bro, I think it would be a Herculean effort to make the semifinals for Germany.
You know what's
and
bad
I
for
think they
Nagelsmann?
would take that.
You know what's bad for Nagelsmann though? The game against France, that Germany won that. That's not good for him because now people are getting their expectations up again. They say, "Oh, look, we beat France." Oh yeah, but maybe because they didn't play with Mbappe, Upamecano, all their best players. They didn't play even. But like what I'm saying is, if Germany would like lost the game against France, no one would have had any hopes, right? They would probably say, "Okay, survive the group stage and we are fine." But now people are saying, "Okay, we can even win the whole thing if we get a good manager." But
Hopefully we aren't out in the groups by then, so I can watch a knockout game. You'll see a knockout game.
I will. I said to myself, I will go to one knockout game, and please let it be a Germany one, man.
No,
I don't want to watch like France or some shit. I want to watch Germany.
if Germany gets put in a group of death, they're finished. I'm not even joking. They're out of the group stage.
I don't think they can though because they're in the first.
First season.
Round. Yeah. So they will get like an easier group just by that. But still, I think France, Spain is not in the first group. are like in the first dropout, so maybe they can get fucked. Let's see.
The scene's quiet elsewhere. Like France look good, England look good, and then you could insert some dark horses. You know,
for me, this one England needs to win. Their squad is like it's crazy, bro.
England should win, but Southgate is a dumb
They'll win.
fuck, and he keeps bringing up shitheads like Maguire, Henderson. So if they lose, it'll solely be because of Southgate.
Guys, have you talked about not? I know it's changing a bit like the topic, but it's because we are talking about England. I want to ask you guys: do you think Kane is involved in our game?
no,
No,
Not
right?
yet.
He's not. He's not. Like he scores, yes, but he's not involved in our game yet.
Yeah, but
I
I think
like-
the reason,
Yeah.
the
Are you
reason for
worried?
that I think is that we played without a striker for one whole season. So
Yeah.
for a striker to come in, and he's a different type of striker, he's not going to press. He
Yeah.
comes a bit deeper. He kind of conflicts with some other players' roles. So I think he has to get used to us. We have to get used to him and figure out how we can play with each other. So I think it's going to take time.
I also agree with this. His game is, like I was saying, is very different to Lewandowski. So it just takes you just need to change your sort of perspective. He's not a very mobile guy.
Mhm.
And it looks a little jarring, but the chemistry between him and our attack, it will improve. I believe this.
Mhm.
I will congratulate him on the fact that he doesn't get many touches throughout the game, but his potency throughout 90 minutes is not diminished. Like, he might not have touched the ball the whole game, but you can back him to score an 89th minute goal. Like, he's sharp always for a goal,
Yeah, that's true.
which is good. But it seems to me now that just because he's a quality player and we have other quality players in our attack doesn't necessarily mean the integration will go smoothly as I had hoped. Maybe take a bit more time. I wouldn't stress, man. I wouldn't stress. Are you trying to say Harry Kane no good for Bayern, or
No, I'm not saying that. Bro, it's like he played like what, 4 games? What I'm saying is like you can see that he's not like fully arrived yet.
Yeah. Honestly, we should swap him for Sadio Mane from the Saudi league. He looks pretty good.
Ugh, bro?
Well, please.
Might as well swap him for Lewandowski.
Nah, fuck that guy. What did he say? A Bayern was a machine and a Barca a human. Yeah, yo, human piece of trash, bro. At least you were a machine at Bayern. Isn't machine even better than a human? Let's be honest. Like at least he scored a lot of goals at Barcelona. I feel like he's not rated there, right?
They're like, I miss Lewandowski. I don't miss his game so much because like we finally plugged that hole, but I miss him as a person. Like now that he's just like, bro, I miss his ways. Like when Lewandowski doesn't get his way, you can expect the toys to be thrown out of the pram very soon and very publicly. Like he basically came out and said, "This attack is shit." Basically trying to say, don't look at me for my poor output. These attacks are shit. And then I'm sort of thinking, bro, that's on you. That's on you. You went there. Why did you choose there? You could have gone basically anywhere. Why did you choose there?
His
But-
wife wanted to move to Spain. So
He said, we should be beating United, right? Like Manchester United, we should be beating them. That
they're terrible. They're actually
they are so bad. Like it's not even comparable to Leverkusen.
Bro,
Yeah. They're so passive on the ball, no midfield, no attack. They
are
sit back
so
the whole
bad.
time.
I'm saying
Don't-
if we don't win this like by 2 goals difference, we're screwed. I'm not even joking. They are so bad.
I wouldn't count my chickens, boys. I wouldn't count the chickens yet. United, with their back to the wall, which has been for the last, 9 years or something like that, have still beaten PSG before, can pull out big performances on the night, play a counter-attacking style. They'll be up for the game, man. They will be up for the game.
I don't think so. There's so much shit going on. Ten Hag, Sancho, Anthony, Maguire.
Oh, it's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
An absolute dumpster fire. Like, but
yeah, it is.
don't. I don't know, man. All I'll say is if we lose the game, you're never seeing me again, bro.
No.
I'm
If we
gonna-
lose this game, Tuchel is gone. I don't care. Nah, there's no way he stays if we lose that game.
I'm gonna
That is-
retire.
You can't go on Twitter. You can't go on Twitter anymore if we lose
Yeah,
that game.
that's what I mean, bro. I'm gonna what am I gonna do, man? This is like my favorite hobby. What am I gonna
Yeah.
do after this?
Nah, you can't go there anymore because we will win Albi Scrappy. I don't think we will outplay them because we are so treasured. I mean, I think just by player quality, we are just so much better than them. Like who do they got? They got like Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, maybe Rashford if he's in his form, but I don't think there's anyone close to our player level. Except like these three.
My fear is the game will go like some of the Gladbach games of the past, where there's just no space for our wingers to impact the game. Plus, Wan-Bissaka is a pretty good one-on-one defender, as is Luke Shaw. They're pretty staunch in defense, and if they sort of cut out all the spaces, if we cannot penetrate, we will lose the game. We must score the first goal. We must score the first goal. Have to.
I was thinking about the Wan-Bissaka thing. Gnabry is so fucked against him.
Nabi won't play, bro. I think Tell will start. I'm not even joking. If normally Coleman should start, but if Coleman is still injured, I think even Matis Tell would start because Nabi was non-existent today. He was so bad.
So Hashem says, do you think there will be any signings in January, or do you think it'll be a quiet window for us? For me personally, bruv, I got a feeling there's a pretty big squad overhaul on the horizon.
You mean in January?
Not the horizon, but you can expect a lot of turnover.
Nah.
Like, I do think Davies will probably head off. I think Sane is pretty close to heading off. We want Gnabry to leave. There's a few. It could be a pretty big squad overhaul coming up. Do I think there'll be business in the winter? 100%.
Nah. Okay. I would say like that. Let's see who's the manager by January, and then if it's
There's
still
no
Tuchel, then yes, we will see some signings. If it's not Tuchel, I could see them just saying, "Bro, you got the squad, deal with it." You know what I mean? Like they promised Tuchel to get the Palinha guy, right? But if it's in January, someone else, if that guy doesn't want Palinha, then they won't even bother to get him. Like, why would they? So they would just maybe they go for a right back because they don't rate. Like, I don't think they rate Mazraoui.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the Stanisic loan was so fucking stupid for me. That guy can play center back and right back. Exactly what you need.
Yeah.
You fucking loan him to Leverkusen. What the fuck? It's crazy to me.
And then with the hope or you think that Pavard would stay. That guy has been saying he wants to leave for like half a year.
What?
He already said he wants to leave. He said it to Brazzo already. He said, I want to leave. I don't want to extend my contract. And they say, oh yeah, let's loan out Stanisic too. Not only they loan him out, they loan him out to Leverkusen, to probably our biggest rival this season. Like, this is so stupid.
Stupid. Really, really stupid. Unnecessary. Fancy sending Stanisic out on loan to negotiate 50 million's worth of Trevor Chalobah. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy.
The only way the Stanisic loan pays off is if somehow they give us a very small discount on Florian Wirtz next summer. That's the only way it can pay off.
That Wirtz transfer will be so complicated, though. I like my hopes are decreasing over time. I don't
for
think
Wirtz.
Yeah. I can't see it for any like Leverkusen obviously wants more money from us than they want from probably Real Madrid, from Man City, or whoever wants them. Right? They would demand more money from us. I'm 100% sure on that. And then are we like ready to do this? Are we saying, okay, we would even pay more money than the other clubs would need just so we can get Wirtz? And does Wirtz want to come to Bayern? Or does he think, okay, I can go to Man City, play under Pep, go to Real Madrid, play with, I don't know, Vinicius Junior and Bellingham, or like go to Barcelona and play for his play. Also for, I mean, let's be real, it's still a big club, right? So what I'm saying is, I see the competition is high, and I can't see us being the favorites right now.
Isn't Verts a Bayern fan though?
Look, I would suggest we are the favorites, but the price has changed because Verts was doing his thing. He was kind of our pocket sort of.
He wasn't
Boom.
that popular.
Do you know what I mean? Like he was sort
Yeah.
of doing his thing under the cover of darkness.
Yeah, he was, and now everyone knows he's a top 5.
Everyone, bro. Like
You know.
all the I've noticed in the Twitter feed today, actually, after the game, not too many people are talking about our players, but a lot of people are switched on to Verts now. I think if we wanted him, we would get him, but the price is completely different to what it was, man. And now you got these guys like Bowley, they don't even give a damn. The price is no object, man. And you know, like it is for us. So yeah, man, I think we can get him, but it's going to be a hard negotiation. And Leverkusen knows we love him, so it's looking 100 mil basically.
Nah, I'm saying more. I'm saying more than 100.
It's got to be more than 100. If Caicedo is 120.
Yeah, and don't compare it to Caicedo. I'm saying compare it to Bellingham. How much Madrid pays, and I think even Madrid scammed Dortmund.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I think you have to compare it to Caicedo because Leverkusen isn't dumb enough to sell him for 100 mil.
Oh, Dortmund is so dumb, bro. Dortmund is so fucking dumb. How can you sell Bellingham for 100 mil to Real Madrid? They have the money. You know that. You know that.
That's why I'm thinking like they have to charge at least 120 for Florian Wirtz. There's no way they get.
They must.
Yeah.
So Puya had a
guy, bro. He's so good. Fuck.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's being good though, man. He's been a sick player.
He's good, bro. And I don't think
sign him off the ACL.
Yeah, he's bandaged up like a mummy. I love Jude Bellingham, man. He's sick, dude. But
he will win the Golden Boys this Golden Boy Award thing. I don't think Salah has any chance.
Is that official? Has that been done yet? I think he already won or he's in the league.
It's not official, but it's like I wouldn't bet money on any other player than Bellingham to win this.
I think a lot of Taylor Swift fans voted for Bellingham, so he's probably winning.
I mean, he also deserves this kind of way, at least if you look at the current performance.
So, Puya was saying, if Davies goes to Madrid, it's going to kill me. I just know he's going to ball for them because La Liga is such a slow league.
Yeah, that's true.
Personally speaking, I cannot say how it will go for him. I probably wouldn't forecast something of that nature, 100% anyway. But yeah, it would sort of gut me. I don't want Davies to go neither. But then, Puya, there's a flip side, man. What happens if Guerrero comes in and he does the biz? Like he makes like good footballing choices and linking up with players and just complements the team better. It will change that a little bit. But no, I don't want Davies to go. At some point, whether he plays good for them or not, he will lift the Champions League in our face because of course he will. And that kills me more than anything in football.
I don't think Davies will like leave, to be honest, just because he was so close to extending the contract with Brazzo that I don't see a way where they don't get the signature, but I could be wrong.
Apparently he's got this new agent, man, and he's a bit of a ball terror, they're saying. He's got everyone spooked.
I think Davies was like their agent was like just disappointed with that Brazzo was like sacked. And now they're like they thinking they need to like Tuchel was fighting a 1v2 during that Pavard Sartre, and one of the two was the play and stuff. Now Tuchel, I sort of think this guy is in a delusional state where he just thinks that why would you even think that Pavard wants to stay? I don't get it. Like you work with him every day, you see that that guy is not that he's not anywhere, but already he's gone. You know what I mean? Like,
look, with the Pavard thing, I don't know how much Tuchel actually rates him, but I honestly don't know whether he was a rated player.
Oh, he
but
was.
I just felt that Tuchel thought if we lose him, we're going to be light. If we lose him, we could be a couple of injuries away from a catastrophic situation. And
We are.
and he
We are.
probably and Tuchel probably didn't put much confidence in the board to go and get him a player, because we're stingy and we spent the entire window on one player basically. So I think it was just damage control more than I love Pavard. But yeah.
I mean,
What else? On Guerrero, do you guys think he might play midfield? At Dortmund, he was essentially a midfielder. Bro, anything's possible, man. I feel these midfield spots are up for grabs. It sort of feels that
they
way.
are. Look, today already, I think it was second time De Ligt was subbed in as a midfielder. So why not? Man, De Ligt, I feel sorry for him, man. I feel sorry for De Ligt, man. He's like, he did nothing wrong. It's just that Upamecano and Kim seems to work so well that Tuchel sees no incentive to change this, which is fair. It's fair. Why would you like?
See, I had a feeling this might happen to either De Ligt or, well, probably De Ligt, because I was saying it when we signed Kim. I wonder if one of these two dudes can play as the right-sided centre back, because if not, Upamecano is safe, and it's sort of starting to look that way. I think De Ligt has to dislodge Kim from his position.
Yeah. I think
it's gonna be difficult, bro.
Yeah. Upamecano won't go anywhere. He's too important for the build-up play and all that stuff. And for me, he's also like, he has the biggest ceiling from our centre backs, at least in my opinion. He started for France, man, and look at that depth.
He sent Pavard some nudes, and they was afraid they would get leaked. But apparently there are some scandals from Tuchel's Chelsea days, man. There's some stories, man. I heard he was banging Marina.
Nah, but look at this guy. This Trey guy, motherfucker, struggled to draw with Leverkusen, yet want to chat with Manchester United. Bro, they are so delusional. If we lose this, I can't promise anything. How can you genuinely think that Manchester United is better right now than Leverkusen? Do you even know?
Who's saying that? Who's saying they're better than Leverkusen?
United Trey said, motherfucker struggled to draw with Leverkusen, yet want to chat to Manchester United.
Oh my God. Bro, Leverkusen is a good team. A really good team. And they're complete. They've got everything they need. Like it's a solid lineup. It's got speed if you need speed. You got passing if you need passing. They defend pretty good if they need to. Today the keeper pulled off some blinding saves. Yeah, man. I would say that United are nowhere near the Leverkusen project, but they can do something. They can do something. They can defend staunchly.
Someone said, would rather face Man United with 8 men than facing Leverkusen again.
So, guys, all in all, when do you think Tuchel will get sacked?
It's a good. Okay.
No, what time period?
No, I'm saying I'm a for real now. We will lose to Leipzig and then he's gone. The Leipzig game is in like 3 weeks or something. I'm gonna be honest.
Wow.
No.
He's out.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm not saying it's because only out of the reasons we're having bad results. I'm saying because the bosses are also not that satisfied with Tuchel. I don't think they like him. I have this feeling they don't like Tuchel.
He's not. We were saying before, he's not really an endearing character. It almost looks like he crawled out of the Addams Family or something. Like just skinny, reedy, lanky, sort of. And he's harsh. He's really harsh with the players, man.
But Master, for how long have you been following Bayern? And what was your first coach?
Ottmar Hitzfeld.
Okay, so you are an OG. Okay, I get it. But like,
I-
I'm really struggling to find.
Me, I
someone-
started following Bayern when Van Gaal was the coach of Bayern.
Yeah, okay, also a good time. No, what I'm saying is, would you say there was someone who was as unlikable as Tuchel? Like for real though, I'm saying not after all things happened, right? You can say Kovac was quite unlikable, right? But it was because he was shit and he did say some weird stuff at the end. But I'm saying after like 2 or 3 weeks, where was there any coach who would say, "Oh, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy." And this is the feeling I have with Tuchel.
Nagelsmann.
You say you didn't like Nagelsmann after the first 2 or 3 weeks.
Too much
And
big
right?
Me too.
mm.
I said it too. I was like, I didn't like Nagelsmann first 2 or 3 weeks.
The issue is Nagelsmann. It's always difficult following a sextuple manager who everybody kind of loved, except for BFTV, but he sort of left in a cloud of controversy. We didn't know whether he left of his own volition or they pushed him out, or I don't know. He did not feel appreciated. And it's clear that Brazo didn't like him. So he left, but he was immensely successful. So Nagelsmann comes in with such big shoes to fill. That's difficult. You know? Kovac, same sort of deal, man. We didn't expect much. I never wanted the Kovac signing to begin with. The Nagelsmann signing was more like, well, I suppose that's the best of a bad situation then. You might as well go and get Nagelsmann if this has happened. Tuchel has clout. He has gravitas. But yeah, his character is just not endearing, man. Personally, I don't mind too much, man. I don't really mind, man. I don't care how the silverware lands in my hand. If there's silverware, bro, that's rad. I'll give you a handshake, a high five. I'd have Mourinho. I wouldn't give a damn, honestly. He could throw every
Mourinho
player
at
on
Bayern. Honestly, Mourinho at Bayern, I'd celebrate. That's
I'm
what I
here
want.
for it, bro. I
That's
have
what
to
I want.
experience this once in my life. I got to have this journey. Bro,
It's
Dortmund. Go to Dortmund. Bro, Dortmund are fucking around for no reason with these like art school teachers, and go and get a real manager, man. Serious.
not their
I don't even
style.
think Dortmund's squad is comparable to Leverkusen or Leipzig. I think they are generally worse.
Bro, Dortmund is set up for the fall, man. They could crumble really badly this season. Like the board, the height, everything could just come down.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
I see it. I see it happening. But anyway, now that Bayernfantv is back, or I think he's back,
Yeah,
I will
let us
soon.
get back to the player ratings. I can't even remember where we were an hour ago. I believe it was Muller. It was Muller. It was.
I give my player rating for Müller and then only. I'm too tired, man.
all right.
All right.
Wait, is it from 1 to 10 or how did you do this?
Yeah, 1 to 10, man.
Müller today, a 3.
Pwah.
Bro, he fouled that guy and was the reason they got this free kick. And I can't even remember that he played, except for that fact.
Bro, I gave Davies a 5. You want to give Muller a 3?
Nah, okay, but maybe a 3 is a bit harsh. I'll say like 5, I guess. 5, yeah.
Okay.
He was invisible.
I'm gonna roll with I'm gonna roll with Puya. I'm gonna go 6.5.
I mean, besides
I
the
think it
free
was-
kick, I can't remember anything he did.
And that's what I'm saying. I can't even remember that he played.
Come on, man. He put the ball on a plate for Harry Kane. Of course, it was going to be Muller
Actually,
with a proper.
yeah, that's
assist.
true.
Like that's the
That's
only
true.
proper assist we had in the game. But of course, it would have been Muller. 6.5 is fair, man. And that free
Yeah.
kick, bro. I mean, it's not like he clattered into the player in our own box like some other person. But 6.5 is fair, and you can see like he's on his like He's on his journeyman tour. This is probably the last season for Muller, man. He's waving to the crowd, kisses for the crowd, little cameos. Yeah. Musiala got to step up, definitely, but yeah, at this point in his career, man.
Musiala, just sell him and get Wirtz. Or do a trade with Leverkusen. I know it's unpopular, but that's what I would do.
Well, you could certainly make up the money. You could probably sell Musiala for 100 mil.
Sell him to Saudi Arabia and be done with it.
250. Yeah.
Look,
You don't get the impression he's mad excited to play for Bayern, I have to be honest. But he might do. He might be. He might be super excited. I don't know. Core, what are you giving Muller?
I'm giving all the players 0 out of 10s. Absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal.
Okay.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of it, guys. I can't tell you how many times we've gone over this. I don't care if you had a good performance. I really don't care. Get the damn result. Bayern Munich has always been about getting the damn result. Whether the nitty-gritty way, whatever it be, you will still win the game. All right. This Bayern team is not living up to what Bayern used to be in the 2010s, in the 2020 era. They're not living, bro. We used to be winning games like 5-0, 2-0, 3-0, like straight off the bat. This is not good enough. And I'm sorry, but I do kind of side with Tuchel. The players are just not good, bro. These players are just not good. Sorry, man.
Come on, bro. Look at our squad.
Sorry, man. Sorry. You know why I'm saying this? Let me tell you something. You're giving Tuchel 2 wash wingers. You're giving him Upamecano, who's a hellless chicken. You're giving him no number 6. You're giving him a fullback who can attack. What does he have? What does he have? Just tell me, what player does he have in that team that you can say he's a actual an actual number 6 or whatever he's looking for? Nobody fits Tuchel's example, because the thing is, they're all disappointing. And it's been like this for ages. And I've been saying this in the summer, we need new wingers. Not only do we need a striker, we need new wingers. We need a brand new, fresh, center back pairing. Upamecano needs to be sold. Sane needs to be sold. They're just, I don't care what you say, they're just not good enough. Performances is nothing to me. But Bayern, the thing, and the funny thing is, when we had Iron Robben and Ribery back in the day, even when we play bad and we still win games in the Bundesliga, I don't see that with this team. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. 0 out of 10 for everybody. Very bad. Very, very bad. I'm sorry, man. I'm really, really sorry.
So this kind of goes back to what we were saying before you joined, or as well before you joined, Niles and Joya. What I said that this is the first time in a very long time that we don't have at least one player that's the best in their position. Like, we've got Kim, who's like top 3-ish. We've got Kimmich, who's like top 3 to 5-ish. And then we've got Kane, who's like top 3-ish. But we don't have anyone that's like, you know what? He's either number 1 or number 2.
You mean in the world?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you say it's the first time since when?
Since in a long time.
I don't know, man. I think they're okay. Once it gels, honestly, bro, the first 15 minutes of this game, you can't tell me we don't look like a good outfit. They're good, man.
No. But
when they gel, Core, they're good. Also,
it's the best football I've seen us play in 10 years.
My problem with what you're saying, Bombast, is this. We've been with these players about having good performances and all that. We've been about that. But the problem with these players like Alfonso Davies, Upamecano, Sane, and these guys is they're bound to make a mistake. Musiala, they're bound to make a mistake. You can never
Okay.
trust them.
Who did
You can
a
never
mistake
ever
today?
trust them.
Look,
Was it?
Bastian Schweinsteiger was one of my favorite players ever, man. But he let me down too, man. They're not made of granite
Puya,
at the end of the day. Like
Puya, you're telling me the
Lam.
market is very dry. Look, Sancho is now on the market.
No,
Sancho, bro.
Sancho, yes, Sancho is an
I know.
upgrade. Sancho is an upgrade. I'm taking Sancho.
He's not wrong.
Any
He's
of
not
those
wrong.
guys.
He's absolutely right.
I mean, I would also go for
He's
Sancho. I'm not even joking. I would go for him. I think United just a disgrace of a club. I don't think you can rate him based on his
Look,
stuff.
allow me to defer quickly to the Sancho situation. He's not playing as many minutes because they've just gone and bought 100 million worth of Antony. This is a Ten Hag signing. He's responsible for Antony. And he's struggling with Antony because that ain't 100 million's worth of talent there. So it's very easy for Ten Hag to say, well, Sancho wasn't my signing. So I don't know what you're going to do about this guy. I've got my hands full with this guy. That's why Sancho's not playing as many minutes, right? I don't think it's the whole, he's a shit person, he arrives late to training and all this sort of thing. But you guys need to relax. They're not that bad. Also, you're discrediting Leverkusen. They're a good outfit. Trust me.
No.
You
You
can't just
Bombas.
will get at least the quarters.
This is where I disagree with you. This is where I disagree with you. This is where I disagree with you. We have
Bro,
lost.
you
our
can't slap
ruthlessness.
these guys like 5-0. Like, you're not realistically going to slap
No.
them.
But for we, the Bayern fans, before when I first started watching Bayern, when all the fans started watching Bayern, these Bundesliga teams, I'm not saying they are not good. They have good players, don't get me wrong. But every chance that they make, every little space that you give us, we used to punish these teams. Now, when they give us space, we can't punish them. We just cannot punish them. I don't know what's wrong with that. We just cannot punish them.
Cora, I'm going to give you a little dime. I'll give you a dime on this one. This issue of not being able to see out games and stupid things happening within the last 10 minutes. And yes, we need to fix this. Definitely need to see out the games better and play consistently throughout the game. Definitely need to do that. But they're not 0 out of 10 squad, man. It's light. It's a light squad, and we're going to re-up. We'll re-up in the winter. But
Ulreich is bad. He's a really, really bad goalkeeper.
Bro, he could not have saved that shot.
Neuer is done and dusted. This is how I'm seeing it. This is really how I'm seeing it. I think Neuer coming back is even going to make things worse because I don't see him improve. I don't see him improving. I don't see him, we can't rely on Neuer, you see. This is the best thing for Bayern to do. The best thing for Bayern to do is they should go get a player like Evan Ferguson or a player like Matoma. Matoma would be a very good addition for Bayern because the way Bayern play, I feel like Matoma would fit that system. You see, that's my personal thinking. You can say I'm a drama queen all you want, but the fact is the fact. We are supposed to be blowing teams off, and if we're not doing that, and we're just giving good performances, but still we're getting bad results, I agree with Tuchel. You lay the gauntlet on them. You give it to them. You tell them that no, this is not right. You guys aren't playing good. We still lost. We still drew. It's not good. We need to demand more from these players. And by that, then you know which players are serious and which players are not serious. Sane to me is not serious player, I'll be honest.
I
I
was
don't care
just
what
about
you
to
say.
say, let's move on to something a little more positive. I thought yeah, Leroy Sané looks pokey. He looks confident. His D looks good. His moves look good, and he's not really getting support out where he is. There's one man against the whole attack at the moment, but typically this season, the good stuff I've seen in our attack has been initiated by Leroy. Now, it's a purple patch, don't get me wrong. Enjoy it while you can. But today, Leroy Sané, solid. Without no assist, no goal. Easy 7.8 for me.
Yeah. Oh, and can you please tell me what did Gnabry do with that 1v1 today?
I think we gave Gnabry like, I don't know, I can't remember. I think I gave him like a 6.5.
I'm giving him a -3 out of 10. That's what I'm giving him.
Based.
Look, here's my score for Sane. And I'm just looking at Built rating, who basically have Sane as the best Bayern player alongside Ulreich. I'm giving him a 7.5. And I won't
Wait,
elaborate
all right.
because
Ulreich
No.
was the best goalkeeper today?
not the best goalkeeper, no, the best Bayern player alongside Sane, according
No,
to
he
Built.
wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Solid game. All right, man. Have to be honest.
Why was he not? He cleared. He saved some.
Because
Bro, he
look
did
at something.
very close.
Ulreich, right? Ulreich,
Yeah, bro.
that shot that came through Grimaldo, he could have saved that.
Nah, bro.
Yes, he
Honestly,
could
I
have
don't
saved that.
know. To be fair.
He could have saved that. It went past through his hands.
All right, let's see what we got going on here. Right, 2, line 3. Upamecano 4. Kimmich 4. Damn. Bro, I got a feeling Build every week just has some whipping boy player that they're just going to... Davies 5.
You know, they give Tuchel a 4, but give Alonso a 2. Why? They God, bro. I don't get it.
Different
Why?
squads, different expectation when we were at home. Don't forget that.
Yeah, fine.
Bloody Spain.
What is everyone's opinion on this? Like whether it was a penalty or not? Like the last for Leverkusen.
Bro,
It was definitely a penalty.
It's a penalty.
No, what I'm saying is Bayern fans are so cringe. They're literally crying, especially the German Bayern Twitter. They're crying and calling out to DFB for like
didn't get one.
for forcing it to be some type of to make the league more exciting. They're giving away free penalties.
Yeah, definitely a penalty. Don't know what you were trying to do with that, man. Clattered. I didn't see it in real time, to be honest with you. I just saw him like lying on the floor, and I was like, "Oh, what's this now?" Because he was lying just outside of the box, and I was like, "Oh," waiting for the replay. I saw the replay. I was like, "That's a penalty, man. That's a straight up penalty."
Yeah, he did it. He did it clever, like Hofmann. He did it clever. Yeah.
That's something we don't do, bro. That is something we don't do. We're too nice. Musiala could
We
have
are
rolled
too nice
around.
in general, man. Why did we give Liverpool Gravenberg when we didn't sign Paulinho? Why did we do that? We're clearly lacking in the midfield now.
Yeah, the squad's light, man. The squad's light. Yes, Puya, you are not wrong. We have been over this. Boniface, killer game, man. We had a killer game. I'm starting to think of Meccano's got a bit of a problem with the big target, man. What can I tell you?
For me, to Boniface to having a good game, he should have scored at least one because he had the chances.
Yeah, dude, Boniface should have had a goal today, man.
Yeah.
In fact, if I had to be super harsh, I'd be like one of them commentators that say, "Bro, I should have done better there." Yeah, he probably should have done better.
Bro, when he suddenly like shoot from like a halfway line, I thought, what is this guy planning? And then I saw it was actually close. You remember?
Yeah, we rode our luck. We rode our luck in big portions of the game, but we also created very dangerous scoring chances our own selves as well. I was happy with the chances we created. Our set pieces have improved. Yes or no? I would say yes.
Yes, for sure, bro.
Like they're
Let's say
looking
yes.
far more accurate than they were. And I've been waiting a while for this, man. A while.
Guys, I'm too tired. I'll leave now. It's already late here.
Peace out, BMX.
Bye.
See you, man.
But, I mean, the last starter is obviously Kane. But I feel like we've talked about Kane in depth already. So I'm just going to give a rating, and I'll just say, I mean, he scored, but I don't need a DM Kane. I need a number 9 Kane. So I'm giving him a 7, 6.5.
Yeah, same, bro. I was going to say 6.5. But I know there's heaps more to come from this. But yeah, I can only judge you on what I've seen. I can't just keep saying, yeah, but it's new. Yeah, but language, but yeah, but honestly, 6.5. Thank you very much for the goal. I think you were away when we were saying, but I'm happy that even though he doesn't get many touches, you can, even in the 89th minute after not touching the ball, he's still potent. He's still got a goal in him. He doesn't really rely on, like Lewandowski, let's be real, bro. He's not the most clinical guy you've seen. People assume that he is, but he's not really. He used to take him a couple of sighters just to get like a homing, you know, and then he could go and score like 2 or 3. But yeah, Harry Kane does take his chances, man. But for now, 6.5. And I also, it's nearly 10 a.m., man. I haven't slept yet, so I'm just going to leave this. Our worst player, in my opinion, is Mazraoui, to be fair. And I'm really worried. I think he's going to sit down for a bit, man. I don't think Tuchel's going to have that for too much longer. And this was the worst performance by Musiala I've seen. Other than that, we move, man. We move. We're unsure about it. We will move. Peace out, guys. And see you, Puya, man. It was nice to hear from you again. Ciao, ciao.
Arrivederci. Peace. Well, I'll kind of just talk a little bit then. Just about the substitutions that happened during the game. Musiala, I personally think was poor. I'm almost afraid to ask what you think, Core, about Musiala. If you're still here, doesn't seem like it. Okay. Well, Musiala for me, I don't think it was his worst game. I don't agree with what Bombasta was saying, but I just think it's a continuation of him just being bad. So, like, for me, he gets a 5. I just think he was bad again. And that is very much true as well. There's a good chance that we might pay a fee to Leverkusen to get Stanisic back. And if that's the case, then you know what? Fair enough. It was a wasted loan, but at least we need to like rectify the mistake. Will we do that? I don't know. I don't think so. But I think it should be an option that we should look at. And whether we will or not, we'll see. Next up, Mazraoui came on. I thought he was poor. I thought he was really bad. I didn't think he offered anything. I think a player like Lima, who isn't even a right back, offered significantly more than Mazraoui did, and I think that's a very bad sign for the future. I think I mentioned this on Twitter, but I don't think Mazraoui can replace Lima. I don't think he can bench Lima. I think he can still bench Davis because I think Davis is even worse. So maybe that's something to consider, considering that he does play left back for Morocco as well. So we don't know what that will happen, but it's something that I would at least consider. Tell, I thought Tell was extremely good. Again, typical of him. Honestly, Tell was. I don't want to say he was the man of the match because he only was on the pitch for like 10 minutes or so. But like, if you ask me, it's very high. I give him like an 8. Honestly, I thought he was very, very good. Not just his assist, but I just thought his overall play was very, very good. Even on the wing, I would like to see him more as a striker, obviously, but even on the wing, I thought he was very, very good. And then Choupo-Moting, I've got nothing to say about Choupo-Moting, if I'm being completely honest, because he was on, and then that was it. The game was basically over. Thoughts on Kim Min-jae and the Ligt as centre backs and as a DM, as a placeholder until we get an actual DM. Based on how Tuchel is playing, that's absolutely not going to happen. It's more likely that De Ligt is going to play as a in midfield. He's been doing that the last 2 games in midfield, so that's most likely the path going forward with Min-jae and Upamecano in defence and De Ligt in front of them. That's what what we've been doing for the past 3 games, and I don't see why that would change now. De Ligt actually has played as a midfielder in his youth, whereas Upamecano has not. So you already got the experience with De Ligt in midfield rather than Upamecano. So that's what I would want to see. Tell is better as a winger than a striker. I don't agree with that. Because I think Tell, he didn't do it today, but typically he holds onto the ball for too long. His decision making is not that best. And for like a winger, I'd want them to either act fast or think fast. I don't think Tell does either. I think he plays more in instinct a lot of the time, which is to just shoot. And that's why I think he's significantly better as a striker. I just think he needs to find some calmness in his game. If he gets some calmness in his game, I do think that, as a striker, he's going to really excel. And I think that's the only thing that's really missing from him, some calmness. But yeah, I'm also going to wrap it up here. We've got a full day of Bundesliga tomorrow that I'm looking forward to. Just let me have a very quick look to see who is playing tomorrow in the Bundesliga, and I'll just give you my predictions as well while I'm at it, and then we'll wrap it up. Köln versus Hoffenheim. I'm not sure who's going to win. I do want to say Köln is going to win. I do have a feeling that that's going to be the case. Mainz versus Stuttgart. That's an interesting one. I'll go with Mainz. So 2 home teams. I've gone with like Köln, who's the home team, Mainz, who's the home team, Leipzig versus Augsburg. Again, I'm going to go with the home team. I think Leipzig is going to win. Freiburg versus Dortmund. I think that Dortmund is going to win. So finally, an away team. Although Dortmund have been absolutely shocking so far in this campaign, but I still do think that they're going to start manufacturing a win, a lucky win here, a lucky win there, and then just kind of roll off with that momentum. So that's what I think is going to happen. Wolfsburg versus Union Berlin. Look, Wolfsburg, they've not been bad. They've been actually decent, not good, but just decent. But they're not gonna win against the might of Union Berlin, and that rhymes. But Union Berlin, they're just that team. Doesn't create much, but just scores. Gets goals from set pieces. They just do it. They're just that anomaly team. So I think Berlin is going to win. And then Bochum versus Frankfurt, I think Frankfurt is going to win. I don't think there's much surprises in what I've said, but that's just my takes on the games today / tomorrow. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everyone for sticking by. Core, I don't know why you're still here, but if you are, peace out. Chat, peace out. Have a good one. See ya. And as always, bye. Like the stream and peace. Bye-bye.